point source. Your actions are coordinated to the ones before you. How does that not prove reality is objective? You exist relative to a single point source. It doesn't matter if you call it a simulation or virtual. That means literally nothing. You live in an objective world.
What the hell?
Form.
Is this still live or?
Single point source. I oppose that idol of sacrifice. So if this is still being recorded, this is still live. I hope that all of you listening to this.
Bro, you're so intense, man.
How do human people actually like have the to say that there's no objective reality?
Bro, why are you so mad, man? You're mad? You're mad, bro? What's the problem?
I'm not mad about.
Bro, you're mad.
It pisses me off.
It's not fair play. This is not fair play.
Claim that there is no objective reality.
Bro, if human sheeple won, I am just second place.
And I want everyone to know, if they're still listening, that there is an objective reality and that they need to fucking wake the fuck up
and follow Stephen Christ. Follow Stephen Christ right now. Right?
Whoa,
Stephen
man.
Christ knows the way.
How does this happen?
He knows the way. Stephen
I'm not
Christ.
talking about that specifically. He does know the way. I'm just trying to entice you people to like dig deeper. Don't just settle for like an idea that there's no objective reality and you have the ability to use your body as collateral to choose where you
don't take all this so seriously, man. It is only
seriously, calm down, man.
It's a fun program. Like obviously,
it's not the debate that I'm yelling at. It's because the debate's over that I'm trying to acknowledge the way that he tried to end it.
He ended in a way that I obviously was like the joke persona of the whole thing. So, you know, you don't need to take it so seriously, man.
Human sheeple won. That's all that matters.
And I'm not taking it personally. I liked that Human Sheeple didn't say who won. I just don't like the way that he ended it and then muted me and didn't let me respond.
Oh, man.
Phrased it as it objectively proved reality because it trivializes my argument. It's true that you live coordinated to this first point.
It's hard for you, hey Stephen. It's hard for you to know as a user of this place what is the objectiveness of it. You know, like there is.
I'm not claiming to like. Even though I do that on my channel, I'm not claiming to.
Obviously, there is the objectivity, but we can't really know it that well in our current state of just users. We may find out about it eventually when we die.
You
know what I'm saying?
Said that no one proved to him that we don't exist just in his mind.
That was someone's mind. That was just him fucking around, man. You know that.
I know. Clear for everyone who's still listening.
Hey, I just want to know more about the concave Earth, though. Like, I don't know much about that stuff.
Basically, heaven is spherical, the ether is curved, light is curved, so why wouldn't Earth also be curved too, you know?
All right. Hey, why didn't we have any hollow Earths around? Like, I'm surprised we needed 5 corners, not 4. Even, you know?
Have anything to, like, appeal to except for...
Hey, is it in the concave Earth theory? Like, is there any underground civilization, like the Nephilim or something in the underground world?
I believe that
hollow.
What?
It's covered with a lot of mud.
Is there any other beings other than humans on the concave Earth?
I mean, there's angels. There were giants before the flood. I believe it's
possible. Where are the fallen angels? Where are the fallen angels?
They're incarnated as humans now because most of them perished during the flood. I think some of them actually escaped underground and survived, and they're the ones who reincarnated, repented.
So,
because
wouldn't that be some kind of hollow Earth inside of the concave Earth then?
On military bases. Under the Earth.
So I think it would be a cool sci-fi movie if we had like a concave Earth and then a hollow Earth with all the fallen angels and all the Nephilim living inside of the hollow Earth.
That's exactly what Globe Earth and Simulation Earth does. That's all it does is help sci-fi movies. That's the thing that does. Make people stupid and make sci-fi movies more enjoyable.
Don't you see? That's why I was pissed off at the way Human Sheeple ended. Appealing
why you gotta call me stupid, man? Are you firing shots at the simulation, man?
This is
it's
pretty.
Not over. That was only, dude. That was only episode 1. Only episode 1.
pretty general with how he ridicules people. I mean, to me, even though I'm agreeing with what he's saying.
Man, why you fire shots, man? Come on. I thought we were friends.
I gotta go smoke a bowl because it's just getting a little too intense here.
Yeah, man. You just gotta
Thank
be
you.
careful with those shots, man. I'm not gonna fire shots at the flat Earth. I like flat Earth. And I like concave Earth. And sometimes I like globe Earth. Oh, the globe Earth guy is already gone, man.
It was a great debate. 100% awesome. Even all the way up until Human Sheeple said he won. I thought that was cool too.
Yeah, it was an amazing
He
pick.
said something to spite me, and I know he said it to spite me because we've had angry conversations before.
It was like a nice pick moment.
You can't. That's why he even had that final question in his thing saying, how do you validate variable relative to the dependent? I'm like, to a single point source. You're coordinated to it. You cannot escape that coordination. Like, it's impossible.
I bet you Fight the Flat Earth is live on his channel right now, trying to beg for money.
Oh yeah, that's what subscribe now and you'll get the latest Fight Flat Earth information. I got you the best debate. See all these people in this Discord server, they're all retards, and we rule. We are the anti-Flat Earth people, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Like he asked me a bunch of times
he
during
he called you all retards at some point, like 3 times.
Yeah,
said.
I know. He's freaked out and screamed gravity for a simple
He had
answer.
compliments to my
And,
channel, but I think he will disagree with my channel if he looks really into it, because I cover the occult symbolism, and I have like a more conspiracy-oriented thing going on.
Yeah.
If members of the audience want to ask one of the 3 remaining contestants a question, now is your chance. I have unmuted everybody.
Oh man.
Yeah, why do you think he specifically tried to spite you, Mercury?
Me and Human Sheeple have had like long, and I've also gotten heated.
That doesn't prove anything.
He finds a way to just ignore what I say and then just not respond to it and then like deflect with general statements. So like,
no, I find nothing wrong.
Like it's okay if like you judge me for that, but I'm
debate. I think
pissed
he
me off.
ended it in a wonderful, hilarious, peaceful way, and the only one who's
I don't know
crying
how
about it right now
anyone.
would be you. And
It's objectively true. We live in
No,
a
but
simulation.
you're
It's
just
objective. So like, I'm not disagreeing
No,
with
but
Vosto
you're
either. It's
acting like-
objectively true. We are in a virtual simulation, but that doesn't negate objectivity.
It is objectivity, but we just can't tell what it is, though. We can't tell because we're stupid,
honestly, there was a lot of answers
want
all
everyone
over the
to
place from you, Mercury. So
passion
I don't know what
about
you're getting at
how
with a single point
Human Sheeple is
when
obfuscating it,
men
whether or not he's doing it purposefully or not. Like, I
not
think he has a good
like
heart. I
the
like Human Sheeple. He's my friend.
with
That's why he
different
invited me
gods
here.
and stuff.
Feel inclined to yell at him because I love him. He's lying to himself to obfuscate something that he knows is true. Source, because Human Sheeple does have a lot of us versus them trench mentality. He believes that there is an Illuminati New World Order who's going to overturn power just to decapitate us and send us to hell. And I don't believe that. I believe that that's just a way to gaslight or the true overturning of power. To entice people to.
So you don't think there's a conspiracy against humanity?
They're obfuscating themselves by like popularizing their symbol, like the black sun symbol. Like there's a lot of flat earthers who believe in the black sun. There's a lot of concave earthers who believe in the black sun. But that's just obfuscating.
No, man, I exposed that shit. I found it in video games. It was used by the Nazis. It's pretty fucking evil, bro.
Obfuscating sphere of influence. It's a symbol it represents.
It's like
it obfuscates the central tabernacle of heaven.
I thought it was more like a portal, like an evil fucking portal.
Because they want to escape. They want to go beyond the tabernacle. They want to go through the black sun to leave this matrix, and that's their philosophy. They say they want to ride the goat to another dimension,
or to bring it in our world compared to, like, the army of the sun, like black hole sun. Won't you come and wash away the pain? Like, I decode this stuff looking at games and entertainment, and I see that that's what they want, basically. Yeah, the Soundgarden song, and also the Wolfenstein game, and also there's like there is like a drum and bass band, really popular one called the Black Sun Empire. So it's like that's what they
That
want.
Soundgarden song is about the celestial sphere unfurling like a scroll and basically the earth with fervent heat. And so obviously these Black Sun obfuscators, the reason they obfuscate and don't tell you about the tabernacle of Zion descending to earth at the end of time is because they want transfiguration. They want to that's why they promoted the rapture belief for Christians. They want people to incinerate by the sun.
I think it's
They
like
don't want them to be corralled and
Stranger
preserved
Things.
underground.
What do you think of the Stranger Things idea, like the turning the world upside down and bringing the upside down world, invading this world with the upside down world?
We're already inside the earth, so they turned it inside out. The real earth is outside in. So like outer space is really inner space, but they turned it inside out to where, so that's what the convex earth is.
Can I say a couple of things real quick? I'll try to be quick. I don't talk very fast, but I'm trying. If you know me, I talk more like this.
I talk
That
more
was
like
really
this.
fun. Yeah. That was really fun, and you guys did a really good job, all of you. And my favorite question was the one about the simulation, of why the simulation. And I liked that because it made me think about family. Like, if there is a creator that created all this, he simulated what he wanted us to
Exactly.
know about him.
He narrowed our
And
gate. He gave us inheritance.
yeah,
Well, I'm
and the
glad.
other
I
thing
don't know
was
how many
there's
people were
nothing
watching. You
new
guys know how many
under
people
the
were
sun.
watching? How many channels was this viewing on? How many people?
Like over 300.
Oh wow, that's awesome. That's good.
Live.
Yeah, that's really good. I'm
He
glad
has 15k subscribers.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad the person that just was telling us that she enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thanks.
So
Also,
still less
I don't know if
subscribers
it
than me.
came.
Haha.
I don't know if
Yeah.
it came through, but there, that which has been is that which shall be, and there's no new thing under the sun.
It's true.
Like,
All
read
right.
that.
All right. That's cool, man. We like that.
And Sheeple, are we still live? Vosto, are we still live on your channel?
We're not live on my channel, man. I didn't stream it because I wasn't really prepared for this, and I don't stream myself being stupid. So I only put videos out which I actually have full scripts written for and stuff like that. So I'm sorry if I wasn't able to
Did
do
Human
that. You know?
Sheeple live stream at all?
Here, I'll post the live stream. One sec.
Yeah, I think Human Sheeple did that.
I didn't live stream. I could have, but I didn't because I prepared. But like, I think I do better when I'm really just don't care.
I consider this like the underground of the
About
underground.
streaming.
So
Well, it is. It's obviously the subculture.
I don't really want to bring it out. I like it here, you know.
Yeah, this is only going to be viewed by advanced flat earthers, club earthers, concave earthers, and simulated earthers.
Yeah, I dropped the link for the live stream if everyone's interested in rewatching it later, downloading it, or maybe ripping it for their YouTube or whatever. It's in the live stream text voice.
I might make a compilation with the best moments. I can make a compilation of the best moments and maybe make a video and post that.
Yeah.
So you were recording the after parts too?
This is still live at the moment.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, don't worry. We got
It's still live at the moment. We're still live.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're all just
whenever it
being
goes down,
friendly
just let me know
polite,
and then I'll download
gentle
it.
with each other. That's actually something that I've been consciously working on, is exuding gentler thoughts instead of kind of like hostile thoughts. Something that's
No, even the
helpful.
guy was polite with us, except when he called everyone retards. But mostly he was okay.
Yeah, I was actually.
He introduced us to his channel as retards.
Yeah, he
No.
really. Oh yeah, he called.
He
us
got mad at one point and he said, like, "You guys are retards." It's fucking gravity. That's what he said.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Now, here's the funny part: is that I remember his channel when it had less subscribers than mine, and then I'm like, these people, they're just globe earthers, and they get all subs and viewers, and lo and behold, 15,000 subscribers in less than a year. What
Yeah, man, 'cause they're
surprise!
mad.
yuck, 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 yuck.
It's okay, man. You're gonna be unpopular, and that's good. You know, that's an advertisement.
No.
Hey, Vosto, quick question
The whole
for
point
you.
is to stay unpopular.
What's up, man?
Quick question for Vosto. What's up with your upcoming music? When is your next album coming out?
Oh, very soon. I have like 2-3 tracks to finish, and then I will have a solid 14-track album. And there is a secret song then that has a Easter egg, a flat Earth Easter egg inside of it. So I've already shown you
I just
that
talked
track.
about that yesterday. I just talked about that people should put Easter eggs like in their songs and shit like that. I love when people. So
Yeah,
amazing.
man. It's gonna be cool. I think I'm gonna share it with you guys.
Yeah, what's his face?
Yeah, I mean,
Red's
I
rhetoric.
love talking to you guys. Honestly, like it was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
can't
hear
believe
the
how
whole
sober
debate.
I've been. I haven't
but-
been drinking. I haven't been too much. I barely smoked for this. I'm like, am I off my game or am I just being too polite here? Should I feel myself? No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, Vasa, did you talk about solipsistic versions of the simulation? Physical versus internal?
No, I didn't. I don't know what that is. Sorry.
Solipsism
Well-
is belief that only you can tell what's real, and only
No.
basically
only you
nothing is
exist.
real.
Not that
Oh.
nothing is real.
I don't
necessarily,
believe
but
that.
Only you exist.
No, I contradicted that point. But we are all individual users in a giant simulation matrix sort of deal. So I kind of I have my own. I don't go with the mainstream simulation guys who say that we are all simulated consciousnesses and that we don't even have real consciousnesses or souls or anything. I think we have that. We are individual users, and we will be judged for how moral we were in this world at the end point.
Yeah, judgment is coming. That's right.
So that's
wait.
my version. You know, it's a bit
I like
in
Well,
accordance to the traditional world.
Well, I think Sheeple's ending statement was kind of alluding to that as a fifth pillar. You know, like solipsistic versions of simulation, where he was saying none of you really exist, only he exists, therefore he's one.
I think he just did
That
that
was
for
the
fun, man.
Yeah,
it was
for
just
fun,
for fun.
That was
sure,
the issue
but
I
it definitely
had with
opens
it,
up that
because-
idea as well.
It's
I
just-
don't
I mean,
want to be
yeah.
a downer, but what if this simulation ends with you being stuck in a porthole of hell or heaven, and you got to get
Sounds
the
like a
game right
horrible game.
to.
You
Yeah,
gotta get the game right, and there's no
right.
respawn. There's no respawn.
And you can't do it by morals. You have to find the actual like narrow road, the little tiny, but it's
As in-
there. But you got to
The
recognize it.
broad path leadeth to destruction.
Better-
unless
better
a
hope
way
you
is
So-
provided, you will not be able to dwell in Eden because of the flaming sword going every which way from the east of the garden, causing the orb of the sun to appear to rise and set.
Yeah.
In
So
reference to the central tabernacle, which will descend at the end of time in order to replenish the earth.
Mhm.
The
Right. Well, that's like a little bit
So where does
confusing for me to
the,
listen to. You know.
Where does the
there's a
I don't-
tabernacle or
reign of
source up at
Christ
the center.
in no in your I'll call it religion, in your religion, Mercury, where does, because I've heard you say some things and use the Bible as like evidence, but a lot of the things weren't actually very biblical to the narrative that the Bible pushes of 1,000-year reign of Christ, things like that. The New
Yes, what I'm
Jerusalem.
saying is when the octahedron descends, years our physical forms will be replenished. Earth, like in Revelation 21, when the four-cornered tabernacle of heaven descends upon a sea of glass, because that's after the celestial sphere has exploded and unfurled like a scroll and burnished to the inside surface of the womb of the earth. So, like,
So
you know,
this
like in
is
a Jewish
after
wedding when you
the-
stomp on
so
glass,
This is after the 1,000-year reign.
exception of the 1,000-year reign. So, like, Christ is going to corral people amidst cataclysm underground in the holy causeway that the unclean shall not pass, as described in Isaiah 35.
So
People
you're saying
corral
that we
people.
are to be children of darkness underground and not children of the light above the ground.
The false dilemma. That's the paradigm here. He's going to be posing himself as the Antichrist because God does not need a fall guy. There's no reason to test you with hell unless it is in reference to obedience, not in reference to you being able to see that there's a gift
Yeah, I
once you
know that
perish
the
by the hand of the
Bible,
Son.
I know that immortality is conditional. What I'm saying is that, like, so you disagree with the 1,000-year reign of Christ? Like, you
The
disagree with
1,000-year reign of
the
Christ is
righteous
in
being-
earth. It's not in another dimension.
I know that. I know that. What I'm saying is, so you know, the saints being made immortal, that happens before the 1,000-year reign, like right before it kicks off, right? So where do those people like fit in if the glass, so the glass shatters whatever after the 1,000-year reign? Where do they fit in? Do they have to hide underground, or would we not have to because we're already immortal?
I was going to be invoked. Bases with his ensign for the nations, the mark of the beast, as your ticket to enter. Then the sun will stop in the sky, and it will intensify and heat sevenfold when the glass vial of Jupiter is poured out onto its backside like a drink offering. The ornaments of heaven will dissolve with fervent heat, and those who do not go underground will incinerate by the sun. This is the sectioning. This is the distinction between those who desire transfiguration, and so God's going to allow that for them, between mercy and relationship in the flesh, and then the idol of wrath, which is being reborn.
The whole point, though, is that if we refuse the mark of the beast, right, and we get killed for it, we get martyred, there will be people who survive the revelation. There are that's what the Bible points at when it shows, like, in the Old Testament parts of the 1,000-year reign where there are survivors and whatnot, and people
1/3 in returning in quietness will be saved.
Used to be enemies. It says people who used to be enemies of, like, the Israel of God. You know, like, when I say Israel of God, I mean like the Christians and like the real
Isn't the
Jews, not the
shepherd?
synagogue of Satan people. I'm talking like the real ones. But yeah, like, so basically their enemies would essentially have to be in a sense of servitude where they're put back under the old Mosaic law for a set amount of time. So where does that fit in with the entire world being like scorched up?
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I'm saying law is going to be overturned.
I mean, the Bible does say that. No, the Bible says the tree of life will heal the nations, right? I mean, if the whole earth, no, but if the whole earth is scorched to nothing, right?
Will remain.
How are the nations going to heal if all we had left is like underground? You don't see the
in cities underground that we've been funneling food and resources in for years.
Right, but we can't go into those cities unless we take the mark of the beast, which we do not want to do.
That's the clandestine code. Why would you, if you already don't believe in the Illuminati, which gave you the Bible, why would you believe what's written in the Bible saying, if you take the mark of the beast, you'll go to hell? Obviously, it's to...
So you're disagreeing with the Bible?
The Bible says if you take the mark of the beast, you go to hell. I mean, what else am I supposed to go off of? I don't have another book that God gave to me to read.
The laws of the kingdom in your heart. Like, you already know that Mark is a rewrite.
Is full of vain deceit.
Why do you think the Bible is written by the Illuminati? Man, it was translated in Greece, like in 300s.
They are trying to gaslight the overturning of power.
Do you know the Greek version of the Bible?
No,
like,
but I mean,
pretty accurate.
Jesus Christ is essentially like one of the main characters of the Bible, and you're saying that basically, the Illuminati gave us the Bible. How are you even sure that anything is true at that point?
No, it makes no sense, Illuminati. I disagree with the concave man at this.
Thank you, Vosto.
Because I know that the original translation is from Greece, and it was in like the 300s, in the what later become the Eastern Empire, the Byzantine Empire.
All right,
yeah,
which is
and we have record that Rome like rules the world and such now.
And there was a war between the Byzantine and the Western and the Eastern Roman Empire were, disagreeing with each other in a lot of parts. It was because the West was the Illuminati while the Eastern was not.
All right, guys, understand this. In the Bible, it says the mark of the beast will replace money, as in those who don't have it won't be able to buy or sell because it will be a new standard of living and the Federal Reserve will be abolished, overturned. So obviously, it's clandestine code to keep people from overturning the Federal Reserve out of fear that assimilation or that God has ordained things for the wicked to outweigh the good and then to martyr them all by decapitating them. Like, that's literally them trying to convince all Christians to die by the heat of the sun. It's literally just obfuscation of the shepherd. The word shepherd implies pushing people from the ends of the earth.
So
It's not implying an idol of sacrifice.
So are you encouraging people to take the mark of the beast? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm saying the mark of the beast is the seal of the living God, and that it's encoded by
you
God
are highly
specifically
satanic
through
and you
people trying to
cannot
trick
be
you.
trusted, going against the Bible all the time, and then saying that you represent the Christ.
Dude,
who
I know
is
the Bible more than
obviously a
you
false
do,
Christ.
dude. I know it front and back. It says
To defile
2/3
your
of humanity
own
will be
body,
cut off and
try to
1/3 will be
be
preserved and returning in quietness, as in not by the heat of the sun through your idol of transfiguring sacrifice and condemnation. I'm talking about corralling the people from the ends of the earth and using the ensign for the nations to section the people between those who can see beyond the gaslight
Listen, all right. If you
acknowledge
want
purpose, which is to overturn money,
to
to liberate
say that the
victims
Bible
of
is a
satanic
deception,
ritual
then
abuse.
don't use the Bible.
Can I get a
to
question
try
in
to
here while you guys are
abuse.
talking over each other?
It's to abolish ritual satanic abuse through association of symbols. It's to liberate people. So obviously God has to arrogate the things which other people have arrogated.
No, you're
So people are
calling
being
good
branded
evil
in
and
sex
calling
trafficking
evil
rings.
good. That's what you're
Dude,
doing.
listen to what I'm saying. Branding is happening in child sex trafficking rings. Unless money is abolished and overturned with a ensign for the nations to section these people, it's going to
Exactly.
keep
Don't
going.
get the
It's
brand.
not
Don't
going to
get the
stop
mark. You
until
just said
someone
it yourself.
overturns
You're
power
contradicting
with an
yourself now.
ensign. That's what I'm saying. You cannot liberate
mark of the
someone with
beast
satanic
isn't of
ritual
God,
sigil
though.
abuse unless you use another replacing associative symbol. You cannot liberate someone who is traumatized by torture and been told that the material world is hell because of that torture unless you replace it through reassociation. That's what it means.
But Jesus tells us not to take the mark of the beast.
Not everyone is wicked. You have to show them that a true righteous overturning of power is possible.
Hold on, Stephen.
harmonizing.
Jesus says we're not to take the mark of the beast, and if we
That's
do,
what I'm
we're
saying.
going to
You
be
don't know what
destroyed.
Jesus said. It doesn't say that anywhere in the Bible. Revelation was not written by Jesus. It was written by John, sign code which you do not know how to interpret because it talks about the 7 vials
Only
in the
Stephen
golden
can
tabernacle
interpret
in the
it.
center of heaven.
Yeah, apparently only you
understand
can interpret it, Stephen.
Patreon, dude. It says
The Holy
Revelation
Spirit is the one
15:2.
that
Dude, stop
interprets
talking.
the
Just
book
listen
of
to what I'm saying. You'll learn
Revelation.
as much as possible, okay? 15:2. Revelation says the meek marked with the seal of the living God who gained victory over, as in out of the mark of the beast will stand on a sea of broken and burnished glass. Revelation 15:2. It says the hail will sweep away the refuge of lies. In Revelation 16 and 17, with fervent heat, the ornaments of heaven will dissolve and unfurl like a scroll. 2 Peter 3, Isaiah 30, with the bursting of it, like the bursting of a potter's vessel. It shall break into 1,000 pieces. It says this over and over and over again. Zechariah 4 talks about the capstone which will descend, the headstone, as in representing the death, the figurative death of humanity, and the birth of the Holy Spirit and the kingdom of God. It's talking about the marriage of heaven and earth, the preservation of your life, who you are created to be.
You're telling
According
people
to the Illuminati
This
symbol,
sounds
the
like a
capstone
personal
you are calling
interpretation.
God the devil and you are calling the devil God. You are backwards.
You are doing that, stupid. The devil means accuser. Satan
Well,
means
that's why
adversary.
people.
Hey,
But the
Stephen,
thing
I don't
is,
know what
God
you're
does.
used
This
to.
is very
Hold on.
Adversary.
Time
In
out,
order to
Stephen.
accuse an accuser, you have to be an accuser yourself. That's literally what it means. The word
No, you
devil
have
means
to discern
accuser.
the truth.
start
You have to
muting
discern the
everyone.
truth.
People should not be
I'll
The
start
arguing
father
muting
of all
everyone.
lies, the father
Guys,
of
seriously, this is
lies.
And
inappropriate.
He is
people,
the highest
people need to
adversary. You
guard
find
their
people
heart
should not be
against
arguing
deception.
like this.
That's why people get
You
Yeah,
guys
she's
are
right.
making the Holy Spirit want to cry because you're all arguing and debating instead of loving and being in one accord, as Jesus said. He wants us to be in one accord. He wants us to be one, as Jesus and the Father are one. And this is wrong. I don't even like this. This makes me want to cry. Seriously.
Oh,
Well,
man.
I mean, the truth will always be separate from the lie, and the thing is, some people will lead you right off a cliff with their lies, and so you have to discern the truth and separate it from the lie.
Yeah, see, the
But
flat
we're
Earth guy
supposed to
didn't.
love one another, guys.
Yeah, the flat earthers.
But God hates sin.
Flat
Children of the
Hold
light
on.
have no place of children of the dark.
Okay, wait.
If
Hey,
you're
if
not
Jesus
in
is
the
the only
light,
way, can you? When did
yeah.
you come in? Can you answer me that question? When did you come in? What time did you come in?
What?
Because you do realize that Stephen is trying to get people to take the mark of the beast, and we're going against that, right?
Well, I'm not against that. I'm just saying, arguing.
I'm against how we're talking to each other, calling each other stupid and
It's
names.
just the way
That's
you guys are
bothering me.
treating each other.
I mean,
Yeah,
Even
what's
Jesus
going
said
on
to
here?
love your enemies.
Can-
And
Love
those
is
that
patient,
persecute
love
Can we
is
all
you.
calm
kind.
down?
The
Can
Bible
people
Right,
also calm down,
exactly.
you know?
The Bible also says to purge, therefore, out the
Take
old
a
leaven.
stand, but don't be a jerk.
Right now, I want to address something I was trying to get at a while ago, and he was saying, that we're not supposed to stand there and get burned by the sun. It's a trick of the Illuminati. I'd reference people to Luke 17:33, where it says, "Whoever tries to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life will preserve it." That's telling us something.
Amen.
All right, I'm gonna
Yeah,
unmute Steven now. If he can stay calm, I'll leave him unmuted.
I'm willing to listen to people if they talk with respect to each other and courtesy.
Yeah, same here.
I was talking perfectly respectfully. That other guy literally called me Satan. He said I work for Satan. Like, don't you realize, like, my whole purpose is to preserve your life? Like,
Well,
I
that's
don't want you to
Jesus'
perish by the heat of the sun.
Oh, Jesus Christos. Stop
You're
You guys
already
know
By getting
you have
people to take the
programming
mark of the
telling
beast.
you
You
to
are
worship
preserving
death.
our
How
And
do you
figure
That's
out
what
test
you're
the
saying.
spirits, guys, according to the Word of
Stop
God?
this petty arguing. You sound like
Test the
5-year-olds.
spirits to see if they be of God.
That test has already been failed.
Yes.
And also, ask a spirit, who it comes in the name of, what its name is in the name of Jesus. It will have to tell you, so that we're not deceived. A lot of these, people get, a glimpse
in the new name
of,
of Jesus,
higher
Stephen
truth, and it's
Christ.
like it's like it breaks their mind.
What is this
It's like they go
Stephen
crazy.
Christ thing? What is this
Stephen
Stephen
Joseph
Christ?
Christopher is the
Stephen
reincarnated
Christ
Christ.
thing,
I
What
know
is
him in the
what?
flesh. That's why I'm advocating for him.
What's that?
Revelation 3:12 says Christ will come in a new name. Yes, Jesus
Stephen?
didn't write Revelation. The revelation is still true. It's just
Who's
obfuscated.
Stephen?
That's what I'm telling you. Stephen Joseph Christopher, the reincarnated Christ.
Who?
He is your father. You live in his concave skull,
Who?
in the concave womb of the earth.
Incarnated
Man.
Christ.
dude, you're role playing
That ain't
fantasy.
gonna happen.
Dude, I literally have his
That's
name
more like
tattooed on my chest.
Antichrist.
Why?
Are you
I
one
have
of,
his
are you
name
Where
one of
did
the
you find out
tattooed?
about? Where did
on
you
my
find
chest.
out
You
about?
guys need to grow up already.
By the way,
I guess it's
tattooing
parts
is
of
a
the
way for
Torah where
spirits
it
to
says,
mark
yeah,
you.
exactly.
So
Stephen
it's
is
one of the
such a
God,
boring.
prohibited
that's literally the
practices.
point,
Nice,
dude.
shut
God,
up.
the
It's
Spirit
one
of
of the
boring
God
name.
prohibited
wants to mark his
practices.
Guys, one
creation
at a
You
so that
time.
they
like
know
souls.
who
You like
owns
children.
them. As in, so
One
that
at a
people can
time.
visually know who you belong to. That's what it's for. The seal of the
But
living God.
demons can mark you by tattoo. So that's
Yes, that's
strike
what it's
one
for.
for
So we can
me.
section the people, determine who is allowed to gain shelter underground and those who are not. So it's not like he's
Bro,
going to put, like,
A mark that
decapitate
God gives
people.
you is
That's not how it's
different
going to
than
work.
when you get
Hey
your
Laws
guys,
are going to be set up with martial law, and people won't be able to go
can
through
I
those walls
can I ask
unless
this
they
Stephen
seal.
dude a few questions?
Yeah,
If
you can
anyone,
ask if
Go ahead.
people
It's like
can be quiet
talking
long
to a
enough to let you.
bot. You just
Stephen,
like
can I
it's
ask
the
you a few
opposite.
questions?
It's like the
Go ahead.
opposite of bot. Just
What
Hang
what
on
are
one
you
second.
what are you positing here
robots
now?
are mechanically programmed, but like
What's your
humans are
argument? What are you
emotionally
positing?
programmed. It's
I'm
like
saying you have a
Stephen's such an
father, you live in a reproductive hierarchy in his mind, and he's going to corral the people soon so that you
Okay,
can
let's
acknowledge
stop.
the
Let's stop there.
sacrifices
Let's
that were
stop.
already made to
Can I
create you as you are, or to
let's
lift the,
stop there?
or the
What do you mean by
sacrifice.
the father? We have a father. What do you mean by that? Because we
As
all
in
have
the
fathers,
original
right?
fattening agents, which made her fat with life, as in the womb of the earth, as in the spirit, which funnels up the
Hang
jet
on.
pillar of the
This is
central
deep. This is
octahedron at the
really
backside.
deep. So I'm trying
Just
to
let me
break it
answer your
down.
question, and then you won't like be confused,
Yeah,
okay?
but you answered my
Spirit
question
of
with like
God, light
20 more
starts up in the
concepts.
center, okay? Just listen, okay? Light starts in the center, travels up like a
Now
comet,
you're spewing
fine of the octahedron,
concepts.
okay? And it travels,
Okay, wow.
sun, okay? It's a conduit. The
Let
sun
me
is the
let me keep trying, and if you can't answer the
It's going to
question,
stop in the sky.
just mute
It's
him.
going to
He's
incinerate all life
preaching
beside
some
the
weird
earth.
stuff.
Steven, let him reply, man. You're monopolizing. That's what he's trying to tell you.
So, just so I'm clear, what do you mean by father?
Your fat her mother, the motor matter, which
My mother. So my mother.
is the conduit for relating the
You all
fattening
have a
agents with
father,
you.
which is my mother. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. Pre-flood Yahweh was a woman. She was the goddess of childbirth. Okay, she had immaculately
hang on.
conceived two male cherubim. Okay,
I'm lost at the first concept. We all have a father. That's my mother.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I want to meet your mother,
is
bro.
the dead pillar octahedron. The first womb
No,
is the
no,
womb of
no,
the
no.
earth.
You can't go into
The first
octahedron
immaculately
shapes.
conceived
I'm
flesh
asking
body
you
came
about
out of the cock.
the first concept.
Can
Dude,
I just
I'm literally
ask-
saying binary
okay.
fucking things. There's a cop
this
in the
guy
middle
is
of the church,
absolutely
okay?
insane.
Cutting
It's an
coin shop when
oxymoron.
he's trying to talk.
I'd like to go in a one-on-one with him.
Dude, you're not even just.
I love
Right.
insane. I love insane people.
Anybody that wants to go talk
Obfuscate what
about
I'm saying. It's such a
manner,
simple thing. There's an
for a
option
second round,
center
I
there.
would really
Put
like to
Stephen in
talk
another
to you
room,
guys,
and
but
I'll go and talk to him.
Is this too
It's
much?
funnels light.
Tell me when
Energy.
I can have 10 seconds, you know? Can I have
Like
10 seconds?
people are just filled with condemnation. Listen, like I'm not actually being hateful with you. I'm just speaking passionately. I'm trying to give you information. I'm trying to tell you about the apocalypse that's going to happen soon.
Can
I'm
you
not
slow
calling
down a
you
bit
names.
so we can
Yeah, but
understand?
Calling
please,
you names. I'm not even saying
man,
anything
Slow,
about you.
slow down a
I'm
bit.
saying I want to corral you
Steven,
to.
man.
When you talk this
Chill down,
fast,
man.
it's easy for you to just make it up as you go along.
Dude,
So if
I
you
literally
slow down,
have
if
his
you slow
name
down
on
a
my
bit,
chest.
You
if
don't
you slow
Do you
down,
not
we can
hear what I'm
understand.
saying?
man.
I have his name on my
Okay,
chest.
okay, let's talk about that.
You people.
Jesus' name is written on my heart.
So, if he's got Stephen's name on his chest for real, I think he's one of the 12. So he's preaching this mental cult stuff from the guy that's in jail at the minute.
But where did you get the Steven stuff though? Like, did you invent it yourself, or did
I
you
met
find it
him
Yeah,
somewhere?
did he fit any prophecies? I mean, did he perform any miracles? I
It's
mean,
an,
is his
it's
power
an
from
actual
God or
Monday
demonic or
cult,
what?
cult. That's what it is.
So you invented it yourself? Very good, creative man.
Stephen Joseph Christopher is a 52-year-old fleshly being with the Spirit of God.
In
And I met
jail,
him in the flesh.
threatening the
He's in
president.
jail right now for threatening Donald Trump
In jail.
because he doesn't support the border security problems that are happening right now, and he wants to overturn
Border
it. To seal the
security
world
Hey,
out.
nice,
He's a
nice boobs,
52-year-old
man.
man in
Yeah,
jail, and you've got his name tattooed on you.
you have
Yeah,
nice
one day
boobs.
angels are going to exalt him, as in angelic beings who will subvert power which
Man,
you are
preaching
sound like a
jail
lunatic.
bird.
You're basically cuffed to
Philosophy.
power.
Okay,
You are
People on
cuffed.
the
if he
internet.
found the way, that's
You don't believe
great.
it's possible to
Just
overturn
heard.
power because you're a cuck.
But the thing is, we love you too, and we want to make sure you didn't follow the wrong way and are not being led to hell. How do you know that he's not indwelt with like a fallen angel,
Dude,
maybe a
if you
nice
have
fallen
love,
angel,
if you
but a
know
fallen
God,
angel
you know hell
deceiver
is not
that is
another
very
dimension.
convincing?
David Koresh.
If you have any love for
Called
me,
himself
you will
Christ as
listen to
well.
the words I'm actually.
We do love you. We don't want you to be misled.
Yeah, you just need to grow some chest hair though.
You're crazy. But I mean, has Stephen Christ done any miracles? Has he been prophesied? What makes you think that he's the one?
Because I met him in real life, dude. When I looked in his eyes, he morphed into my crown, my not crown, my Muladhara chakra. Everything turned red. Okay. What I'm saying is, he's the source, root, base of reality. So you
Well,
met
chakras
him,
tend
realize
to.
personality is in preservation of the way you were already made. You can realize the coordination of your ego to his ego.
Well, I looked into his
saying,
eyes when he
no
was
reason
doing his
to fear
videos
that I
online, and I
would go
saw
to hell,
madness. I
because
saw
you
a
give
very
no
nice
reason to
fallen
put
angel,
someone
but
in
I saw
hell
madness.
if you
That's
have to
what I
die to
saw.
go to heaven
I mean,
anyways.
Definitely.
It doesn't matter
chakras has
what
to
you
do
believe,
with
you have to die to go to
demonic
heaven.
Hindu entities. When you're talking about the Kundalini and the chakras,
Hey, man,
that's
the
leading to
snake,
demonic
the snake,
occultism. I'm sorry,
Dude.
this sounds like darkness. It's a
Dude,
very nice, bright
are you
form of
serious?
darkness, but
You
it
have
sounds
a
like
rainbow
dark.
bridge in your spinal column.
Babbling
Your
concepts, mixing them all up as he
Bad
goes.
news, man.
It's
This is
terrible.
bad news.
It's really horrible.
It's about the Kundalini snake, you know? Well,
You can't tell someone
Bro.
30 concepts all mixed up in one sentence. It's ridiculous. Nobody talks like that. No real person talks like that.
You
I
could
mean, I
make a
could be wrong, but I just want to see something convincing. You know,
Yeah,
I'm looking at him and
Thanks
I'm
for
seeing
fucking
something
unmuting
different.
me.
make
In the
a video
fucking-
game,
in-
man.
In the fucking debate, and then I get fucking muted, and I gotta listen to fucking a 2-year-old emotional tirade.
yeah,
Well,
It
I mean,
must
I
mean
think some of his,
something if you see red.
yeah.
at least it was funny, you know?
Well, I mean, spiritual powers can, work effects in parlor tricks like this, but that doesn't mean that they're of God. Satan has power too, but that doesn't mean that what you're seeing is of God. He can work magic and wonders too. He clothes himself as an angel of light.
Stephen Christ, man.
I mean, he's got some good videos and some pretty, interesting science, but that, occultic side, I have to spit that out. I chew the meat and spit out those sorts of bones.
It's
So you just
satanic.
gotta
He's
be careful.
telling you you're trapped in a cell, and he knows the answer. It's horrible. It's literally called cellular Earth cosmology. He's trying to convince you you're stuck in there.
Well, we need to pray for these people that are deceived and, hope that they come to the truth of Jesus Christ. Not some fallen
Amen.
angel deceiver or some demon or something.
Did I
Yeah.
miss everything?
Yeah, but I mean, it might sound funny with, giants and demons and whatnot, but it took me a long while, but I realized it's the truth, So please repent, and yeah, that's my advice.
Didn't even say anything. I get muted. Fucking confusing.
People,
Lord
we need to
Stephen
pray.
Christ.
We need to pray. Dear Lord, please bless and watch over us, and please guard us and defend us against these wicked
Bible
principalities
man.
and wicked powers of evil.
Hello.
Amen.
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 Amen to that.
Amen. And I thank you for order in this room, Jesus. And thank you that we can have courtesy and respect, and that we all can be patient and let others talk and then take our turn. In Jesus' name, amen. Go ahead.
Amen.
Love is the law, love unto will.
Tranquility.
Freedom.
I got no objection there.
Praise the ammunition.
Freedom. Like a mother and child.
I actually think that debate was a good way to show people how to actually just not be a complete asshole to other people. And
I missed the debate. So.
yo, somebody's got to mute themselves. There's fucking music playing.
Yeah, please.
Pretty funny, man. I like it. It feels like a pizzeria.
Music going on.
It's an
Who is it?
Italian pizzeria, man.
I don't got a problem with opera, but
Bro, you're way too high pitched.
The genscope.
Bro, you almost have the same roles as me, Bible man. Like, but you need more though. I even have the death penalty role. It's great.
You see, vengeance is the Lord's.
Hey, Bible.
can I ask a question of people in the room just to kind of get a feel for the room? Who in here believes? Who in here still believes in the pre-tribulation rapture? If you're a Christian, I'm just curious.
Oh
Like
yeah.
we're going to be whisked out of here before the trouble starts.
Pre-tribulation, right?
I don't know.
That's like
If anybody believes in pre-trib still,
Is that
or
a
have you
joke?
changed the way
Is that a
you
trick
believe
question?
that?
it's like
Here,
semantics.
I
mean,
do.
from what
Just
I
a
see,
concept.
it's either pre or mid trib. That's the only ways I can see it happening.
Oh man, Bible.
Okay. Interesting.
Is that a
I was
joke?
just kind of curious what y'all thought about that.
There's no pre-trib, I hate to break it. There's no pre-trib.
Man, look how he's writing in caps look like he's possessed or something, man.
How does that fit in? Okay, here's another question. If you believe in the pre-trib rapture or even rapture, how does that fit into flat Earth? Just a question.
Well, people will use this truth to, latch on to other truths that they want to push, other agendas that they're trying to push using the power of the truth. And so we have to be careful.
Do you guys know that in Europe, no one's ever heard of pre-trib? That's like an American thing. Do you guys know that?
Didn't know that.
The pre-trib, no one's heard of that in Europe,
Well, I think it started back in the late 1800s. There was a guy. He take that
It's an
scripture
American
that
thing.
says that we're not under the wrath of God and we're not supposed to be here under the wrath. So I used to believe that, but I really think we're going to be here for some of this stuff.
I don't know. I mean, did God put Noah on the ark after the flood happened?
No, God put Noah in the ark, but what about if
did God send Lot out of Sodom and Gomorrah after the fire rained? That's how I see it. Because
what do you think about possibly about him doing like another ark situation where some of his people will be safe in places like safe havens. What do you think about that idea?
I'm afraid you will get disappointed, you know, because there will be no pre-rapture.
No, I was just saying, what if God is going to protect some of his people through all the wrath?
Do you know what the word harpazo means? It means catching away.
Catching away.
Taking you out by the hair of your head out of
Getting
harm's
snatched
way.
out, yep. In the blink of an eye, that's pretty quickly. We're not going to be like floating up like balloons.
Yeah, but I
Lord
think
Stephen Christ, acolyte, that thing looks like Baphomet. You can see the 3 points, 2 points on the top, one to the left, one to the right, and one pointing down. That kind of looks like Baphomet. You know,
Bro,
these
that's
things are
all.
masked very well, but it looks like a seal of one of those archangel fallen angels or whatever.
Evil
You know, I'm not
sigils,
buying it.
man.
I'm not buying
Where
it.
are you seeing that at, man? The
Look at, you can make a triangle from the left, right, down, and you can do a triangle that points down, which looks like the head of Baphomet.
Serpent.
That's
Do I see
Aleister
a
Crowley
serpent,
stuff.
like right in the middle of it? A freaking
Yeah,
Yeah.
a serpent also. That
Who
too.
has that on? Does somebody have that on their avatar or what?
That looks like that's what's on his chest, and you can see it in Mercury third place at 6:09 p.m. in the lit live stream text chat. So you can see it in the top right corner.
There is a serpent in there. You see the serpent in that too,
I
right?
see it. I see it.
I'm not hallucinating.
What are you
And
guys
it looks like
talking
fire.
about? I don't see
It
anything
looks
like that.
It's go to 6:09 p.m. Scroll up in the chat, and
Okay.
you can see this document that he put up there with a little
Who's the
symbol on
first?
the
What?
upper
Okay.
right.
What? Who put the document up?
Mercury third place. His name is Mercury third place.
Okay.
On the upper right corner, you can see the symbol. It looks like it's in fire as well.
I love how Sheeple changed his name to Sheeple Winner. I love it.
I know. I am victorious. We are the champions, my friends.
Mercury, you need to wake up and use your discernment. This stuff is obvious.
We'll
This stuff is
keep
right
on
in your face.
fighting.
The symbol looks like it's burning in fire, like the fires of hell. You need to wake up.
And there's a serpent in it. It's got a whole bunch of pointy edges.
we
It looks like it's on fire. I mean, it looks like, hey guys, take this tattoo if you want to burn in the lake of fire. That's what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I wanted to ask you something. Did all of you enjoy the show tonight?
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
I sort of enjoyed it.
Is it still recording?
I don't know. It's sort of the after party now. I unmuted everyone so they could ask members of the panel questions.
Can I
Yeah,
ask?
you know, I just want to say I'm a bit disappointed that no one brought up density and buoyancy, you know, especially from the flat Earth side.
Yeah,
And,
flat Earth side, man.
yeah,
Why you not
regarding
more stronger?
gravity, you know, I'm supposed no one brought up density and buoyancy. I mean, that you don't need gravity at all, you know, according to me. You know, you have something
might-
that's heavier than air.
I'm
It falls
considering.
down.
I'm
Something lighter
considering
than air.
I'm considering becoming a debater. So there's
Oh, me
that.
too. Well, how do you feel about this becoming a recurring show? We do this once a weekend. How do you feel
Yeah,
about this?
man. Yeah,
I think once
I
a week
agree.
is too common.
A
I
week
think it should be
would be
once a
cool.
month.
It has to be different people every time.
At least once a week, man. I mean,
Yeah,
not
different
once a month.
people. You can't have
Yeah, of
people
course,
like
different
getting too
people
much
all the time. Yeah.
experience. If someone is too experienced or something, then they'll just know
It's
what
hard
people
to
are gonna ask,
find
and they'll just
people
shut everyone
for
down.
the weird stuff, though. It's hard to find like concave or like simulation, or like it's easy to find flat Earth and globe
It's quite hard
earthers.
to find a simulation. Elon Musk is a simulation earther. No joke, he actually is. It's hilarious.
Let's get Elon Musk on here, you know.
Yeah, let's do it. Elon Musk.
Well, I mean, if it gets popular enough.
I don't know, man.
Well, I mean,
I
Elon
just
Musk
wanted to
does-
help Sheeple because you know, he invited me. Said, "You want to
Yeah, and I
represent
think when you-
simulation?"
Can I make can I just offer something to people here?
Yeah.
I do have a Discord server, and it is very much loving place, one accord, and Holy Spirit's there. So if anybody wants an invite over, we're
I'd
having
love an invite.
a couple nights a week. I don't have anything against flat earthers.
I mean, you can send me a DM.
Well, just send me one, and I'll send you an invite if you want.
Am I already in that server with you? Because I'm not sure which
Is
one
that
we're talking about.
Brian?
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, send me an
I
invite.
think Brian, you were already over there on mine.
What's it called? I see Garden of Eden. I'm trying to remember the name.
It's called Walking in Victory and Freedom.
I
Yeah,
hope I'm
send me
not
an
banned
invite.
from it because I've been banned from
Send
many
me a
servers.
link. Send me a link because I don't see that one. I'll take that
Yeah.
link when you get
Give
time.
me a
Thanks.
second here, Brian. I will.
No rush.
I've
Send
been
me one
banned
as
for
well.
quite a few servers because I don't stop telling truth to people.
Also, what did you think of the style of it? You know, the hand show with all of the spin Robbie. Did you like this?
It's funny.
I like the game show stuff.
Get like a applause sound that's a little bit shorter because that one was too long.
Okay, will do.
Stuff.
But it's cool with like theme songs and stuff. Yeah, that was funny.
How did you like your music for Blood Dragon?
Oh, very very good. Yes, I approve of it because I play that game and I like the soundtrack.
It's the best one. I think so.
Has nice laser shooting dinosaurs in the game. It's perfect for me.
I was going to do the 8-bit version, but you insisted on having the real thing, didn't you, Vosto?
Yes, because it's better quality, obviously, since it's not 8-bit. 8-bit is funny too, though. Like, shoutouts to the chiptune music makers.
I like it too.
Keygen tradition.
I think we should replace the concave and globe earthers because they're idiots.
Oh man,
Ho 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 ho.
why you say that, man?
Honestly, every concave earther I've ran into is either a complete insane dude or like demonically
Yeah.
influenced or something.
How long? Bible
I've
man.
never seen a legit biblical concave earther.
Well, I have to
Bible
say,
man.
actually, I personally thought that Lord Stephen Christ Mercury had a fierce battle in round 8.
He sounded
I have a point though, you
he
know?
sounded good in the debate. He sounded good in the show, but now he
Sheeple,
sounds crazy.
Did you record it?
We had Hello Skeptic broadcasting it, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but Bible man.
Can you link me the?
Hey.
What?
Can you link it to me so I can watch it?
Go to the live stream and scroll up. It's there.
Man, Steven sounded cool in the show, but then he went all crazy.
Yeah,
I heard that Stephen Christ was trying to kind of, start kind of a movement or a cult or whatever. So I just listened to his videos with a grain of salt and tried to take, any truth without.
I'm
all
trying to
that.
reason with him in the text chat. It's not working out well yet, but I'm hopeful.
Listen, we have to put Fighting Platforms in his place. And actually, you, Vosto, Mercury as well, and Subgenius, you worked very well as a team to bury this retard. FTFT, when he was answering the questions, was like, I don't know nothing about this. Oh, gravity, insult using swear words. I mean, everybody now knows that FTFT is a complete moron. So well done to all of you.
I think I might know a replacement for Fight the Flat Earth, although I'm not sure if he'll be very happy to do it.
Is he muted for a reason?
My plan B was Zepzawas, who would have been a very fierce club opponent. ESA engineer. If you want to get Reds or Wolfie or whoever, maybe we can do this for week 2 or week 3.
4th place, huh? That's funny.
Nah,
Hey,
man.
it's okay. Last.
Actually, that means that you won, basically.
Yeah, because it's all backwards. I'm not surprised you guys are liars.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that I think you are first place. I was just like fucking around.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. There's nothing I didn't say that was bad.
I hope not. Like, Are there people there who like take me super seriously? I don't
Yeah,
know.
they really were. That's how dumb a lot of people are. They don't even.
I mean,
know.
I could tell just from your voice that you were messing around though, and some of the things are kind of funny.
Ah,
Guys, you know what I just realised? We've been shit talking Mercury and he's still in the voice chat, which means he's still listening.
It's just like, yeah, dude, how are we even sure this is this? And that was like the context of every answer, and it was fun.
Guys, Mercury's still in the chat and we've just been shit talking him.
That was fun though. I had fun. Like it was hard to think of answers sometimes because I'm not in theme with all the subjects. I could
I
have
think
created better entertainment, but you know, that's all I could
I
do.
think Simon for question.
No, Vostok, we're very good. I really enjoyed your answers, especially when I ask you a question, how you point out how you have this quantum Planck length, and this is equivalent to pixels, or the minimum distance between 2 points, at which point the distance becomes meaningless. I really like these answers that you gave.
Yeah, man. I could have done better though, but yeah, it's okay, I guess. I started really rusty though.
Too many of the questions were conspiracy theory based. We do need more Earth based questions next time.
Hey,
Does anybody in here think we're living in the end times?
Absolutely.
It's possible.
I do.
Yeah. We are now post end times. We are post end times.
likely.
Post 10 times?
Yes, of course we are, because we
Yeah,
had
we're
the end time battle.
We're definitely
Final
living
battle.
in the
But
bullshit
Sheeple
times.
was the winner. Hey!
Mostly flat wins.
Mostly flat.
Mostly flat wins.
Yeah, mostly flat.
I've got a problem with the mostly flat concept.
Flat, the floor is flat, the ice core is concave, the hails are convex, and nature is more a simulation. So you are all correct.
I'm
Very
smoking
good.
a celebratory J.
My problem is it's not an Earth-shaped belief. It's a cop-out.
Well, Yeti won't let me do the clap thing. You need to fix that.
What is not an Earth-shaped belief?
Mostly flat.
But you have mountains, bro.
You're labeling things that
You don't like
you know,
mountains?
mostly flat is the newest. It's the new thing, dude. Mostly flat is like the newest, most scientifically
Yeah,
accurate thing.
it's a made-up term to people that don't want to say they're flat earthers anymore.
Well, because we're not like
Some of us don't really care if we are or not. We just don't want all the fighting, because I don't think that's good for God's
Yeah.
people to fight about that.
So call it. I'm not sure where I live. Not mostly flat.
That's not what mostly flat is about. Mostly flat is about like actual scientific measurements.
So
Because,
what you mean is if we did 3 lakes and it seemed flat because
Yo,
we didn't
Steven,
account
you
for
don't even
refraction.
have 100 subs, man.
Earther. We did 3 lakes and it seemed flat because we didn't account for obstruction, refraction. Earther.
Yeah, you're just trying to party poop because you disagree with the mostly flat name and you
Yes.
just want to cause trouble. That's all you want to do.
Well, I'll drop it now. But, yeah, that I was party pooping because I don't like the name. I think you should be honest
And
about your beliefs.
that is exactly why we are keeping the name.
It's a bad name. Doesn't mean anything. It's not even a declaration of anything.
Sorry, I didn't realize my mic was on. Let me turn it off.
It's confusing. Well, people are interrupting each other more here than in debate. The debate should have been more interrupting, so I'm very confused. But whatever, keep going.
Mostly flat, like me saying lots of obstruction, Earther. It doesn't mean anything.
No, mostly flat means we have taken
Oh,
measurements.
you guys.
and we have
I
viewed
call
the
them
Earth to be
agnostic
mostly
earthers.
flat.
Or ship
Mostly
shaping
flat
earthers.
and flat servers are the same people.
Yeah.
If you're an agnostic earther, that means that you don't know, or that your Earth changes shape. You can be a globe.
What we're saying is that we have done measurements and we have concluded that the Earth is mostly flat but it can't be 100% flat like a giant pancake. That's
Well,
what.
yeah.
So, well,
that's what
okay. How many measurements till you started using the word mostly?
There's
How
no
about
such
how
thing
many?
as
What do you
perfect.
mean? I mean, there's
Okay, how
mountains,
about
right? There's
We don't have
mountains.
exact
There's
guys,
model.
guys? I
It's
already
better
know
than yours.
talking.
You can go underground. You can go above ground with mountains. I mean, it's mostly flat. The
Okay,
overall
so
shape
again, you don't
would be
have to
mostly
keep
flat
repeating
because of
yourself,
water.
dude. Yo, little kid, you don't have to repeat yourself. So stop it. Okay, so
Dang.
what you want to say in the scientific sense is that the Earth is not literally flat, not mostly flat. It's not literally flat, meaning there are hills and gradients and changes of level. So it's not mostly flat. It's not literally flat.
The
That's
general layout is flat.
exactly. So when you do the measurements, because I live next to Lake Erie and the Great Lakes, and you look at the side view, a two-dimensional view, a map of the blueprint of the lakes, yeah, they're all parallel and they're all on a line, which is sea level, and it's thousands upon thousands of miles of flat land. So yeah, there you go.
I mean, honestly, just because you don't like the name makes me want to keep the name more.
No,
Go ahead. That's fine.
that's the reverse psychology because I make you feel.
Bro,
I make you doubt that it's a good name. Now you've decided
fighting.
to double down that you're going to keep it anyway. So I know
Flat
that
Earth in fighting.
I know that the mind virus has kicked in.
Yes,
I've made you doubt it's a good name.
literally
Wait,
all
how are
flat.
there thousands of miles of flatness in a lake? Like that's like the whole country. I don't get it.
Like 5,000 miles of the United States, and the Great Lakes side profile are hundreds of miles, and actually probably well over 1,000.
Okay, well, you know, you can. I'd like people should do flare experiments and launch something up and blow a flare and apply it to your math model. And
Yeah, we're all doing our part here, man.
Hey, Human Sheeple, do you still have those memes with like the one from Fortnite I found when the sky
Yes,
cracks?
Memes crack in the sky. There you go.
Like, for instance,
Oh, it has been deleted. No, there it goes. There you go. Live stream.
So
That's my original discovery right there, man.
So
Glad
again,
you
talking
still have this stuff.
I also
talk
have
about
a
the
flat Earth proof
flat Earth
from
and the lake profile that we're talking about, instead of just interrupting and talking about nonsense. Let's talk about Lake Erie and seeing to Canada from 50 miles away. So since I live
Are you showing a proof?
So since I live next to Lake
Sheeple, my
Erie
friend,
my entire
can you
life,
make it so that I
I
can talk in the text for the debate?
okay, so I can see from the beach of Lake Erie to the beach of Canada from 50 miles away. How is that possible on a globe?
well, of course you can, but could you see a doorknob at that same level that you're at? No.
No, I'm
Not possible on a globe.
I'm asking you about the lake profile that we were just talking about. I just so happen to live myself next to Lake Erie, and I can see Canada's building, and they're not tilted at all. Which those buildings should be tilted due to the curvature of the Earth, but they're not tilted. So why aren't
Tilted?
they?
Come on, what tilted?
Yes, there's 50 miles of curvature in between us. So but based on the Earth's curvature, there would be over 1,000 feet of tilt, which they're not.
1,000 feet of tilt.
Not at 50 miles.
You'd expect it to tilt over a ball, yes.
Oh yes.
So you just can't answer at all. All of you
Tilt
can't
Just
isn't measured in
ridicule
feet.
and doubt.
In case you
Zero
didn't
intellectual
realize.
attack.
Zero answers for my
You don't measure tilt in feet, in case you didn't realize.
zero
If it
answers
tilts
for my
away from straight,
empirical
then you can
proof
measure
and
it that way,
evidence.
yes.
Exactly. How
Measure
embarrassing.
tilt in
Can't even
degrees.
No, it's literally, it's never measured in feet. It's a
It
degree
tilts away
angle.
from you this many feet.
No,
There's
tilting
three
is not
globe
measured in feet. That's not.
answering, and all three of them
You can
combined
measure
have
it roughly
zero
like
answers
that.
to why
No.
why
what
the
he
buildings
means.
are not
I
tilted.
don't know what he means. Tilt is the wrong word.
Yes, you
Oh,
do.
so-
You're playing obtuse because you're trying to befuddle him and
Come on,
distract him.
Lemon.
You
Lemon.
know exactly what he's
500
talking
feet of
about.
tilt
I am
doesn't
very
mean
familiar
anything.
with the dirty debate
Absolute
tactics
nonsense.
of the Globers.
Lemon, you know yourself. 500 feet of tilt.
You're changing the subject. There
It's
should be a
nonsense.
whole
Don't
lot
mean
of
it.
tilt that is not there.
Look at the difference in the debate here. See, the debate in the debate that you just listened to, there was no arguing and no interruptions. But now all the Globers are all yelling amongst each other like little dumb children.
Well, you had us all muted, didn't you, before? Just talking
All
to
the
the
Globers
low-hanging fruit.
Shut up.
I'm not going to
It was
go on.
moderated. There was a
So
moderator.
if it
That's why it
can't-
wasn't interruptions.
If it can't be refuted, it's true.
Tilt
Got
isn't
him.
measured in feet. It's just not.
Poor guys. All three of your globe heads don't equal nothing.
Actually, the reason that you don't see the buildings tilted is because it's such a little margin compared to what you think it is. The few
Oh,
inches per
dude,
couple of miles is actually into the first mile. After that, the math starts to get a bit weird. It's complicated.
They probably are
don't-
tilted
I
by
don't
like
think
2
they
degrees,
refuted
3
it.
degrees or something through the refraction. They're probably still tilted a bit, but you're not going to see that, are you, on buildings miles away?
How many miles away does it start to tilt?
It's 1 degree for 69 miles, I think.
So answer my question. How many?
1 degree for 69 miles.
Oh, you just can't do it. You can only do mathematical things that aren't real. Too bad.
So ask
Mathematical
me
equations
again.
aren't
Ask me
physical
again. Sorry, I
reality.
got confused.
Aw. Mathematical equations aren't physical reality. You can't prove anything you say. Aw.
Flat Earth subgenius, dude. Be polite.
What are you talking about?
Be polite.
And another thing is
Yeah,
that would
I
only
didn't
be
stutter.
1 degree if you
Yeah,
could
we
see
should we
the
should be
center
more
of the Earth.
loving towards one another.
Well, the thing
That's
is, you'd
right.
only
He can
see 1
get it
degree
for
of
a few
tilt
minutes
if you could
until
see
he
the
learns.
center of the Earth. You'd only have 1 degree if you were going from the center of the Earth out. To get an angle, keep in mind you need a central observer with 2 points outside of that observer to make a sphere of vision. And so you'd only get 1 degree for 69 miles if you're at the center of the Earth.
No,
But if
that's
you're
not
centered
right,
on
Lemon.
Yes, it is. That's how you make an angle. So
So-
on the ground, you'd make your angles a little differently. You'd
So
base
what
it
is the
off
measurement
ground.
then? How much should it tilt then?
Well, that 1
For the-
degree would probably be more dramatic, be expected to be more dramatic on the Earth.
Because 1 degree gets more dramatic when you go out from point.
Well, if you want to measure it based off of a human observer, you could go with a human observer 69 miles, sorry. Straight ahead in the forward direction will give you a diameter of 69 times 2. 69 would be your radius. 69 times 2 would be your diameter. So 69 times 2 is 120, 138. And then you multiply that times pi. Pi is roughly 3. So 3 times 138 will give you the sphere of vision around which you would have visual, hue up to that 69 miles. And you would have 1 degree based off of that measurement. So 133, 38 times 3, 300, 390, plus 24, 414. So you'd have a sphere around you visually of 414 miles. And 1 degree would be 414 divided by 360, which would give you about a mile, 2 miles per degree in that visual field. So you would have to base that to get your degrees that you'd have to tilt if you wanted to base it off that central observer.
No, that's not correct.
Yes, it is.
No. The Earth's too
How is
big.
it not correct?
All of that math that wasn't correct.
In what way?
I could just tell by the way you said it.
You got to be specific, otherwise you're BSing.
No, that's just my opinion.
I think you're denying it out of intellectual stubbornness.
So you didn't tell us the amount of degrees in the end, did you? After all that math, and you didn't tell us the final sum.
You said 1 degree per mile, I think.
It would be like 1 to 2 miles per degree.
Okay, how many miles are we talking about?
69.
Hello.
So
Up to
180
69.
degrees. You're saying over 69 miles that buildings should be tilted 180 degrees.
Probably
That's-
around 60 degrees
Yeah, that
if you're
is
going from where it's hanging straight up in
60
your vision
degrees.
when you draw an angle to it to when it disappears over the horizon. Your
No,
eye
this
would
is-
treat that as
This is
60
wrong
degrees
for the.
tilt.
This is not the globe math. This is complete made up.
The globe math is wrong because it's based off of an observer at the center of the Earth, counting an angle to the surface of the Earth from the center of the Earth. That's the 2 points with the angle centered at the center of the Earth to give you a 1 degree angle at the
That's
center
what
of the Earth,
angles
but not
are.
off the surface.
That's what
Not
angles
off the
are.
surface of, but it's not off of the surface of the ground. The angle is not written properly.
It's going to be even less tilt if you're doing it from the surface. I
It's
think
going to be even more because the circle is smaller.
No.
Guys, should we move this entire chat to lounge? Because there's no point having it here.
I want to talk to Lord Stephen Christ, but he keeps ignoring me.
That's a blasphemous name. What do you say
Yep.
so myself?
It really is. He's not Christ.
Yeah. It's kind of not
He may
good.
be anointed by a demon, but he's not anointed by God.
I want to
know.
interview him about his
But I
beliefs.
don't know.
We should
He's
pray
saying
for him.
that
In Jesus'
he's
name, we
saying that
should pray for him.
he's saying that he's the reincarnation of Hermes Trismegistus. So yeah, he's not a man of God.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, that's what he said.
I mean, he's certainly an idiot.
Who is that
yeah,
Trismegistus guy? Who was that entity?
It's possibly made up, think Greek god that turned into someone they said was a philosopher who wrote the Kabbalion principles, I think.
Yeah.
Oh man, that doesn't sound good.
His principles are great, really good.
The word Hermeticism comes from the word
Ah.
Hermes Trismegistus.
Yeah,
So so hermetic knowledge. So like, I get it. So like old Thracian Indo-European knowledge.
Yes.
All right.
Principles of polarity and gender and rhythm, I think, are three of the 7 ones.
Basically divination, and the Bible based on divination.
Is this like a different Kabbalah though? It's not the Jewish one. It's something else.
Yeah, not Kabbalah, Kabbalion.
Yeah, I understand. It's basically what the new health system, health symbol is based from.
You're talking about the caduceus, right?
Yeah, Caducean serpent.
No, it's not that. It's just got a similar name. The book Kabbalion just sounds similar to Kabbalah.
No, I mean the hermetic symbol.
Oh, I don't know.
The serpents. It's from this hermetic stuff in Greece. But I don't believe him, man. I think he has some kind of schizophrenia.
He's either a really dedicated troll, but I just looked up his Instagram, and he's positing concave Earth and Stephen being his king on there as well. And it did sound quite serious when he said he's got Stephen's name tattooed on him.
I want to hear more about his life, like what happened in his life that led
Yeah, me
him to
too.
this moment.
I know one of the other 12 from Stephen's cult, Jason.
Maybe he has some
McCormack.
kind of
Killed it.
PTSD from like abuse or something. It can fuck you up and get you have ideas like this.
It's when you rebel against your parents or they didn't look after you, and Stephen became his parent, like his father, pretty much.
All right. Mercury. Are you calm now, Mercury? Lord Stephen. You go to
Lord Stephen, what's up, man? Tell us about your childhood.
I think he's running away crying.
Yeah, let me know your origins. I want to dissect you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please. Are you calm now? Have you taken a deep breath?
I'm gonna go look see if he has.
Nice and
Okay,
slow.
let's start. What is your name?
You guys are cutting out.
Why did you pick such a boring name like Stephen, though? That's what I want to know. Could have picked some epic Greek-sounding stuff.
His name. With the name.
But that's like an
He's
American
living.
name. Why didn't you pick like Esteban or Stefan? Like, why everything has to be American?
Stephen is just short for that, okay? Like, Stephen is Greek for crown. Like, if you want like a meaning to it.
Esteban.
Why not Esteban?
I feel with the Christ thing, you're piggybacking on the Roman Bible, pretty much.
Yeah.
I find that annoying, frustrating, and weak. If I was going to make up a
For
belief
fuck's sake.
system, I wouldn't
The Bible is written about
piggyback on the Roman
words,
Catholic
right?
Bible.
2 words that come out of a mouth, right? It points to valuing potentially word which could come out of a mouth. That's all the Bible could ever do is point.
No, it's the word.
So the
in
name
Greek it was
Israel,
Stephanos.
Egyptian gods and goddesses, Isis, Ra, and El. So there's a fucking history to this. There is a interpersonal relationship of language to the
Point
first
to a
person who
quote.
spoke the language. So the words in the
Right.
Bible have meaning. They polarize things. It creates a dichotomy of potentialities. Either God created basically this material
Allegories.
realm to send you to heaven or hell, or with obedience, for the sake of obedience. That's the only reason you would need to test anyone with hell in the first place.
What if Christ was made up by the Romans and your friends
Dude,
pretending to
Listen
be
to what I'm
reincarnated
saying. It
fictional
does not
characters?
matter the words, okay? The meaning of the word is about a father, a shepherd, and a reproductive hierarchy. It does not matter if the word Christ was made up by Romans or not. It does not matter.
Oh, okay.
It's about a relationship, binary relationship with a single point source or standard
So it's just
setter
an
of words.
allegory, but it still used the name.
You need to hear words in order to obey them. You have to be able to hear it through your ears. In a book which requires your conviction and interpretation, it's someone commanding you to do something, and either you saying, "I value that command as
Like a
my
priest,
standard
like a
and obey
priest
it,"
or a bishop, like preaching. You're on about listening to preaching.
I think I've seen Steven's YouTube.
whatever, dude. I don't.
So, what's your Mercury?
So did you literally say that you were Athena and Mercury, which are pagan gods, aka idols, in the Bible?
Paganism means not Abrahamic. Okay, it has nothing to do like with the names of the idols that they created.
No,
The
but
idols
I
that they
mean,
created based on their stories, their
First
mythology, and then they
Chronicles.
create stone
Listen,
statues of them with their counter.
16.
Talks
No,
about
no,
when you talk
because
about
First
stone idols
Chronicles
is that they worship the
says that
stone
the
as if they could like talk to it. Okay, it's an image. It's representing. It's a false version of the living me. As in when they talk about Hermes or
First
Athena
Chronicles
or like the
16:26.
first rune.
For the gods of the people are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. You're saying that you are
Dude,
Mercury and Athena.
listen.
You are calling yourself an idol, and idols are not to be
Dude,
worshipped or followed.
that's not what I'm saying. I said stone statues represent these stories, okay? There's 9 alchemical Kabbalistic runes. And then they eventually, over their culture and time, ended up talking to the stone statues as if that was their conduit to talk to God. But the stone statue cannot speak. It is not living, okay? It represents the living God. It's not talking about, okay, that's conceivable, that's an idol, versus the inconceivable, and that's the true God. That's not what it's talking about. It's saying living versus dead.
I think we get
The stone
get
is
that
dead.
bit. You're saying it's an allegory, not actually real. Just talking about
Verse 3,
principles.
thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Stephen, you come
What
up
do
with a cult
What do you mean an allegory? It is literally real. You shall not have any other God other than me. As
You
in
just
the
said it's
third
not real. The stone isn't
person.
real. It's just about someone that's real. You just said.
But you said
Yeah,
that the stones
Yeah, they depict
represented
someone
these
who is
gods,
real,
right?
or
So
they try
I
to
countered
assume
by
what they look like.
giving the first commandment in Exodus.
Calm down, Steven. It's not Life or Death, you know.
Is it
Just
real or is it an allegory?
Well, it is.
What?
It is for him.
Like, I'm saying the stone statues, that's not actually what they look like. They thought Hermes was a boy. Mercury was a girl. I was a girl before the flood, okay? Hermes
You know,
was never a boy.
Hermes' first principle
You're
is
what?
as above, so below, right?
He's transgender, guys.
Bro, you're just a little
You
boy,
were a
man.
girl
One is
before.
Is it
gravity.
transgender?
You're a little confused boy, that's what you are.
You were a
I
girl
had a
before
female
what?
body before the flood with a vagina. I have a hermaphrodite spirit, which transcends the flesh.
Wait, are you serious?
That's so
That's everyone
cute,
is. You all have
disgusting abomination.
dual gender animas. You all have it, whether or not you have a penis or a vagina. You all have dual gender animas, and it has to do with the fact that you are a clone of God.
In the esoterics, yeah.
Now
if-
he's
if-
saying
if you're gonna go there.
You're a woman?
Now he's pulling a serpent.
This is like
and
Baphomet
saying,
shit,
oh,
bro. This is like Baphomet shit you're promoting.
Now he's pulling the
Rejecting your
serpent saying,
program.
"Ye
You
shall
guys are
be as
fucking
God."
robots. Like you're literally just projecting programming that you read off the internet as if like, you know anything about what the fuck it means, dude.
You're
By the way,
antichrist, man. You're
Masculine
by the
antichrist.
way,
and feminine.
Wait a
Okay?
minute. Wait
It's
a minute.
just
Quench
You're a
and
woman?
of ideas.
please
That's all
have
it is.
Vader. I want to be in on
You
this.
are like, narrowed within that polarity, okay? You have a dick or a vagina, segmented, sectioned, and there are fucking like
What were you born with?
there's reality beyond that physical sex organ, which offers
Are you
distinction.
gender
And that's the
fluid?
hermaphrodite
Are
spirit.
you gender fluid?
Yeah, bro, are there 17 pronouns now?
What's your gender? Male or female?
I have a dick, so I'm a male.
Oh,
You
so
sure you have a dick?
are
'Cause
fluid?
I thought we were under the impression you're female.
I
Stephen,
said
the
when
cult
I
education
was I was
dispute
female.
sociosanctioning.
Wait, you were born female?
No bullshit.
Before the flood, I was a cherub with
this way.
wings and a vagina and
this
tits, okay?
way.
The flood made my physical body perish, and I
Before the
reincarnated
flood.
as a male. I was also Saint Stephen in the class. I was whacked by Pharisee Jews like you for proclaiming Jesus.
I don't believe
I was Saint Stephen. Okay? I was a woman before the flood.
I feel like a
many
demon.
times. So
A
have you.
demon told you that, and you just believed it.
You
Stephen
were a
told me
woman
that.
before the flood.
I am
That's
Saint
so weird,
Stephen.
man.
Hey,
You give him too much
PH.
credit.
Wait, so who's Steve? You're not even Steven.
hey, citizen.
Stephen
can
Joseph
you,
Christopher, the almighty living
I'm
God.
even Steven.
Steven is
vote
his
Steven
father.
Joseph Christopher?
Brain,
The
brainwashed
Almighty
him.
Living God.
Saint
Who,
Eve,
but who is that
the
though? Who
original
is Steve?
room
Joseph
The Almighty
Christopher?
Living God.
Cult leader of a cellular Earth
I'm even
community
Steven.
online, and
No,
he's in
before
jail
Adam
now,
and Eve,
threatening the
Adam and
president.
Eve. Come on.
This guy's got his name tattooed on his body. He's one of the 12 from Stephen's concave cult.
I'm
Yeah,
he's
even
dude.
a cult is an
Steven.
endearing.
That sounds like.
I was just gonna say, of course, this guy's labeled as
And you're not a flat earther, right, Mercury?
No, he's concave. Concave Earth.
Of course he is.
Wow. So yeah, you're pretty wrong on a lot of fronts.
I
So,
believe
100%
that
correct.
the Earth
You are all going to be ashamed
is
and
round,
foolish,
but it
actually.
is hollow on the inside.
I realize how much I've loved you and how much you love me eventually. But not until you drop this condemnation and belief in hell. Because it's
Bro,
not
I'm not gonna worship you, man.
How
You're
dare
just
you-
a little
how
boy
dare
in
you talk to
America.
me like that? How
Are
dare
you
talk to
actually
me
wait?
with
So
that much
are you
arrogance?
claiming that you deserve glory and praise?
I don't
Yeah.
want your glory and praise. I want you to listen to my words and preserve your life. It's
And how do you-
recorded that
how do you
every knee shall
preserve
bow
your
and every
life?
tongue shall confess, but I don't want you on your hands and knees all the time, okay? I just want you to be credulous enough to not perish by the heat of the sun.
And
I
you
want you to
are
move to
that
another
Lord
place.
Stephen Christ. You yourself speaking to me right now is
No,
the
I
Lord
keep
Stephen.
telling you, Stephen Joseph Christopher is the living God. I am his messenger, Mercury. I'm Nayland Harvey, okay? I'm his left-hand olive branch. He is in
So
North
should we
Carolina.
call you Mercury or Steven?
Dude, you're literally
Stephen
coming up
Christ.
on
Your God is
Messenger.
Stephen. This is
Stephen. The stuff
Stephen,
that's written about you is concerning.
you are my savior.
So I guess. Well, I mean, Jesus said He's the way and the truth and the life. So what does that make you?
Yeah, and Revelation 3:12 says he'll come with a new name and write it on your heart. Word
And
for
you
word.
think that's
He says,
Lord Stephen Christ Mercury?
Yes.
And
In
he
the
will
new name
appear
of
in a
Jesus.
Discord channel.
Okay. Well, I mean, my scriptures don't say Lord Stephen Christ
I've been
Mercury is the
writing
way, the
this
truth, and the
channel
life.
for
It
the
says
past
Jesus
3.5
Christ.
years. I've talked to a lot of people. He says he will come with a new name. It's not Jesus anymore. That body is dead. He has a new body.
Did Jesus use Discord?
But our King is risen. You know, you're
Bro.
still a flesh
reincarnated.
bag, dude.
Why you choose to appear on a Discord, man? You could appear for a
Yeah,
bigger
right, dude,
audience.
like-
1 John
Reincarnation is
5:6.
not biblical.
1 John 4:3. 2 John 1:7.
It's
All
like
three of those
laughable,
verses
but
say,
it's
he who does not testify that
laughable,
Christ
but it's
cometh by
not.
flesh, water, and blood is of the spirit of Antichrist. As in, he does not come by just water.
We
It
do
literally says,
confess
not
Jesus.
just water.
We're just not confessing this Stephen dude because he's not Jesus.
No,
Yeah,
he
dude,
literally
my heart
said
hurts
in
for you,
himself,
man. You gotta repent, man.
says that he believes that the second
Man.
coming of Christ would not be by flesh. He thinks that he has risen and that he
Why
is no
are
longer
you so
flesh.
self-centered,
Objectively
man?
wrong. It says he will come with a new body, new memories, new name.
You ain't that.
Memories. Where does it
You
say
ain't
new
that.
Risen
memories? adding
This is
to it.
resurrected,
the kingdom of
born
heaven is at
again
hand.
by water and blood.
You
That's what it
ain't
means.
that. You ain't
He's
that.
reincarnated in the flesh.
You ain't
He does
that.
not testify that he comes by the flesh every time. So the spirit of
Steven,
Antichrist.
you're
Water,
gonna watch it.
sacrifice.
Watch out.
And
You believe in
blood.
transfiguring sacrifice, dude. You do
Bro,
not
we,
believe in preservation of who you are. You don't believe in acknowledging the love that crafted you. You only believe in an idolist sacrifice. That's all you believe in. You only understand the condemnation of the flesh and what you think is bad in favor of something else. You don't actually know what is good. You don't. You have to be guided. Someone has to tell you what it is. And I'm going to. With martial law, I'm going to corral you from the ends of the earth.
martial law.
Martial law.
Yeah, didn't you read the graphic I just posted? The Dulce bases, the deep underground military bases that have been bored out for your
I'll
safety. and
slap you in the face, dude, if you bring your master on me, mate.
connecting all the continents.
I'll push you in the street.
Saying that
The
he's
Denver International Airport,
Has the Pope
Buckley Air Force
endorsed
Base,
you yet,
Manwith
bro?
Hill in England, Colorado, Denver, all these places, they have entrances with magnetic levitating trains connected under the oceans to Australia, Pine Gap, Australia. It's a main hub where we are all going to converge, okay? We wouldn't have these bases if the powers that be did not have the cognizant foresight to prepare for this
If
cataclysm.
you guys
They
care
understand.
Jesus' name about people's health, I don't think you should let this guy spew this, because
Is
I'm concerned about your
someone
mental
claiming
his
dude. You
mind
only
must
know
be
how to
going
turn
woo,
your
woo,
head.
woo inside his head.
You
It's
only
not
know how to
good.
turn your head to avoid with excuses. Your incredulous excuses, and you will be ashamed. A lot of anguish you're going to feel later because you're
Law,
real.
magnetic trains, holes in the earth, you're inside the earth, black sun.
I rebuke you
You
in
hear that?
Jesus' name.
magician.
You get how
A load of
they
shit, dude.
I
A load of
rebuke you in
bullshit.
the name of Jesus Christ. I
Everybody.
rebuke
and
you.
here it is, landing in your goddamn
Excuse me,
fucking lap.
Can we
everybody.
just
God, demon.
can we
You
just
gotta watch
ban
the
this guy?
language,
In the name
Stephen.
of Jesus.
Watch the
Mercury.
language.
Can someone mute this cuckoo,
is
please?
Stephen coming in the name of Jesus? Is that what he's saying? I know he's
He
coming in
is
the
he
name
is
of
Jesus.
Stephen, but
He is the Jesus Stephen.
Very entertaining, but I just.
But that's
many
very
will come in his name, claiming
exactly.
I am Christ.
I just say we
Yeah,
ban
dude,
this
you're
guy,
a
man.
false
Please.
Christ. And
This
I
guy,
stand up for my God, who cannot be seen by men.
this guy wastes our time, man. I think I think he should just be banned. But that's me.
I would
I'd love
make
to
that.
talk
I would
more
move for
to
that
some
as
of those
well.
people.
Honestly, I wouldn't tolerate such heresies. But this is not my server.
Steven, a fucking
It's a waste of time, man. This is just a confused kid. He
Yeah,
doesn't.
it's actually cancerous to even hear it. You're gonna pretty much get vexed listening to his blasphemies. So just giving you
Do
all
you guys
spiritual
believe
warning.
in vaccinations?
No, I didn't say vaccinations. I said you'll get vexed for hearing such wickedness
Do
and
you
darkness.
believe in vaccinations?
What do you mean by believe in vaccinations?
Do you think
Do you
that they
realize
work?
Vex, as in
I think
convex, is
that
the
they
opposite
inject the devil in you.
like a safe place or home of shelter? Concave versus convex. Don't be vexed by the cave. I mean, come on. Like, Bosto, how can you honestly say, like, in good consciousness, that you are not confused with the bullshit you spew? Like, your
Oh, I found Steven.
involvement in the debates.
Bro, there's no FEMA camps in Romania, man. Why are you talking from such a US perspective?
What do you think all the plastic bullets and the plastic coffins for the United Nations are for? What do you think Walmart FEMA camps are for? What do you think the Denver
Do you
International
guys watch Gravity Falls?
What do you
I think
think
it's a pretty good show.
Delta Force
I mean,
is
like,
for? The Delta Force's logo is literally a pyramid. Did you know that? Delta
the
means
second
pyramid.
season
The
is a
Which
little
is pretty
lacking,
bad, bro. That's
but
bad.
overall,
the center of Earth.
it's a
It's
really
like
good
he's been
show.
MK Ultra and given all the mysteries in
You
one
are
hour.
all literally MK Ultra.
Just
You are
cried
MK
from
Ultra. You are literally traumatized through the association
Isn't
of
that a
God's
Mortal
symbols to make
Kombat
you
game?
fear Zionism. You
MK
literally
Ultra?
have been traumatized through
You sound like you just come out of the German camp, dude. You've
symbols.
been fully
They
mind
do not
warped.
believe the city of God which will descend from heaven, and they use the name of it to make you fucking fear it. They're literally gaslighting you through trauma. That's what MK Ultra is. They flash the symbol in your face.
You just come out of Mengler's lab, fresh onto Discord.
Bro, you like never stop, man.
Do you guys watch Gravity
Steven, man, you
Falls?
gotta let other people talk and you gotta stop cussing and screaming
Can
at
I
people.
talk? Can I talk? Do you guys watch Gravity Falls?
Are you like 12? Do we allow minors in the server?
I think that
I'm
the
not a
terms of
minor.
service of this
I'm
horde is that
43.
the minimum age you have to be is 13.
Oh.
13.
Do you guys watch Gravity Falls?
No,
Used to.
I don't.
It's relatively okay.
Oh man. Mercury is such spam, bro.
Mercury's literally on a cult watch.
I've been banned from the live stream text.
Wait, what? Who got banned?
I opened it up for him.
Okay, no problem.
So guys, how are you?
How did you enjoy the show, Citizen?
I thought it was great. Thought you did a good job. I like
How
boss
did
I'm
mode.
unable.
Lot-
I'm unable to use the text. Also, just FYI.
Yo, Subgenius, you're unmuted. Yo, Subgenius.
Can someone ban the kid?
I was trying to find him.
I gotta go, but just so you know, my text isn't working either. I don't know if anybody else is trying to use the text, but FYI.
I think Steven's not taking next debate.
Subgenius guy doesn't. I mean, he shouldn't be
Do you guys watch
muted.
Gravity Falls?
No.
Gravity. No.
Is this like a keyword that some, people
No,
use?
no. The 12-year-old
Gravity
keeps
Falls is not
the 12-year-old
TV
keeps asking that question.
What the fuck is happening now?
Gravity Falls was a TV show. It's okay.
Yeah, obviously there's a troll in here, so you got to kick him out.
What do you say to avoid Charles? We'll just move this to lounge.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty. Mercury has finished his sermon.
Yeah. Disgusting.
Yeah, that was strange.
Mercury's
Well,
not
I
watched
spoke to Mercury and I said, look, it was a Allied victory. We managed to completely annihilate the globe today. A joint effort from Team Flat, Hog Cave, and Simulation, and obviously your glorious champion, Sheeple, representing Team Mostly Flat. So it was a team effort. We managed to get rid of Fighty Flat Earth. We managed to show what a complete idiot he really is. And not only this, but I thought it was an outstanding cooperation between 4 different perspectives on reality. Something like this has never been done before. And I hope that this is just the first of many episodes.
Yeah, I agree completely, and I'm extremely sick of being censored. So if that's going to continue, then I'm just going to quit this. And
So
not come
genius,
back here.
I am enforcer. I have told my mods to stand down, okay? You have problem, come to me. I fix this, okay?
Gotcha.
I think we need some more chill competitive people like me who genuinely.
Hey, Sheeple, how will you find more interesting people like that believe in alternative theories?
For Hog Cave next week, I either have Zenith Atlas. I also have this concaver called Samuel Owen, who is a concaver. And I've also reached out to Brother Ernest, who is also a concaver, but is not interested in it this week. For Flat, I have an abundance of Flat. Globe, I have no shortage. Simulation, I don't know. To try to find another simulationist as good as you, Fosto, is hard to find. You are the best.
Yes, of course I am.
Get Tom Campbell.
Well, I have a simulationist for you that might be up for it. Lunatic in our server. He's a flat earther, but he also believes it could be a simulation.
lunatic.
Maybe we use him for next week.
Do you have
Jose.
other people who think that they are gods on Earth or something?
Yeah, no.
Reincarnation of Hermes Trismegistus. Yeah.
And Jesus at the same time.
Honestly, Mercury, he's just
That's
poisonous.
I don't know. I don't like talking to people who are emotionally charged. It's really irritating. Like,
He's on a fucking
It's
watch.
it's really ungodly.
it's like they have no. It's like no offense to women or anything, but they get all emotionally wrapped up when they're arguing and stuff. It's emotions doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that you're right or wrong. It just means you're emotional and you're not thinking clearly. And it's not a good way to debate or have a talk or a discourse about anything.
I think we should have a week where Sheeple tries to do all of the Earth by himself.
Your mic is horribly low, like beyond low.
Which one? This guy?
The new dude talking, the Yeti.
Alright. Should get a Yeti microphone.
Like I can hear Vasto completely fine. The Yeti, it sounds like you're in a cave like a Yeti.
That's because I have a professional audio microphone.
Yeah.
The Yeti is actually my bot. I hosted it myself to play all of
Never
the.
mind. It wasn't him then. There's still another person in here talking. That's just the mic is so low. Fix your mic.
You are low too, bro.
Oh well.
Is it me?
Touche.
Who are you talking about?
Yeah, it's Solar Stand. Yeah.
That's because I'm using a phone mic, so I don't actually have a mic.
Bro, I'm thinking of using you guys as my sleep radio.
Yo, we're the trendsetters, bro. We're gonna help you fall asleep, man. Let's do it. Vaso, nothing
Yes.
is real. All is illusion. Maya
Sleep, I
exists.
command you.
Oh, They Live. I actually rewatched that movie a few days ago.
I watched that movie for the first time a couple of years ago, and I actually drove from the East Coast to the West Coast in California in Los Angeles, and around a very similar spot that Roddy Piper was at. And
That's
I
crazy.
immediately noticed it was at the spots that I was homeless at, and my mind was just suddenly, I was like, oh boy, this isn't good. It was like down the rabbit hole I go.
Oh man. Well, you're not homeless now, so that's
Yeah,
good.
no, not anymore. I actually did that on purpose, like
An experiment?
yeah, I was homeless for 6 months in Skid Row.
Cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so, but I did learn a lot, and I did teach a lot too. And I got paid to do it by the government.
What?
Yeah, the government paid me $15 an hour and up to $21 an hour in 2011, 2012 for teaching kids, tutoring kids.
Oh,
Any
that's
subject.
cool, man.
Nice, you got.
Get paid by the New World Order.
Absolutely. And I was doing stand-up comedy at the time, making fun of NASA and trips to the Mars.
Oh, so you're a professional comedian?
Let's hear some
No,
of your
no. Non-professional comedian.
Ah. What do you think of my comedy game today?
Yeah, let's hear some of the routine you have.
Unparalleled.
Very good.
I think 1 week Sheeple should have to do all of the Earth.
Come on,
It'll be so
let's get a free comedy show. What are you guys doing?
Well, no, because as your reigning champion, I formally
Nigga.
retire.
That was amazing.
What's
ending.
the deal with Flat Earth?
Human Sheeple, the ending really triggered the one dude, Mercury.
I know, look, I try to put some comedy on this situation. I mean, come on. I say, you know, that I have had to listen to your bullshit for the past 2.5 hours. I am declaring myself the winner because I can. And I will.
That's
Hey, why are you not banning this idiots?
Yeah, get this racist out of here.
Listen, unlike 24/7, we have a new bot that manages to re-educate people. So what we do is we can mute them, and we have 4 levels of containment. But for the purpose of this debate, even people who are muted can still access the debate. It's like how, in prison you can still watch the big game on television.
I like that.
Depends what country you're in prison in. Crazy.
I'll be here for like 5 to 20 more minutes.
So, Tinius, I wanted to give you a special thank you. I know you derailed a little bit, but I thought it helped to really sort of, put FTFT in his place. It's like the questions that you asked were very good questions, I thought.
Yeah, I thought so too, and they definitely caught him in many cognitive dissonances.
Also, how did you like how I did the wheel? So all 4 teams could have their version of events in a turn.
Yeah,
This was the best situation that you made, the best organizing I've seen. Better than on the original Flat Earth server. I remember everyone was talking over each other on those places. So I think you developed something that can work. Maybe it can be. Maybe the people, maybe Baba Yaga can bring this sort of format to Flat Earth.
Yeah, there is
24/7.
one. FE Initiative on a Friday night. There's a Friday night fights.
Yeah.
The Baba
Yeah, it
Yaga.
worked really well. Yeah, barely anyone interrupted anyone.
Maybe that's also because we're like chilled guys, except for the concave man.
Guys, we live inside of a skull in someone else's
What
head.
is he talking about?
There's also a womb. And I'm the second coming of Christ.
I mean, I asked him a simple question. If you dug inside to the bottom,
It sounded
of
like
the
World
Earth,
of Warcraft.
and then technically you'd come
think that's
out
where I
of the
got it
guy's
all
head.
I think this guy
Yeah.
just played video games and thought it was all real, either that or he's drunk.
It's just fucking Skyrim
It's like,
shit.
guys, if I got the tattoo on my heart, it's like, yeah, so did the drunk girl.
Yeah, so there's a stupid teenager just like you.
I know a lot of people get a lot of tattoos they regret. Yes, and you're going to be one of them.
No, he won't
I mean,
regret it.
it looks
Die of insanity.
pretty cool, so he'll get away with it in the future.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with making.
It's just a really evil symbol, though.
He asked me, "What do you think this is?" And I answered, "It's obviously a magical sigil, and for what purpose? I'm not too sure." And he responded, "Yes, it is a magical sigil." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. You asked me, and you probably didn't expect me to know." And I know what black magic is. I know what occultic black magic is. I'm well aware of it, and you have it on your chest. So you might need to get something
And he
straight
thinks
there,
it's
Bo.
good. I mean, that's what all Satanists think. They're fighting for good. You know?
Yeah, that's why I liked your channel,
think he
because
might
I
be a-
knew you break that black magic. We get along on that. I really need to actually do a video on it. I'm gonna do a video called I'm gonna break down black magicians, white magicians, and gray magicians, and I'm gonna relate it to comedy and how there's only 2 or 3 types of comedians: the black magic comedians, white magic comedians, and gray magic comedians. And I'm the first person in history to define and label a globe Earth comedian and flat Earth comedians. I'm also the second ever flat Earth comedian, Math Powerland being the first. And I'm totally destroying the entertainment and Hollywood industry right now by myself individually. And I'm challenging all of the top comedians to start calling themselves flat Earth comedians and globe Earth comedians. And guess what? They are all talking about it behind the scenes, and they're all starting to forge lines. And there's all the comedians that are fighting, and they're talking about, they're practicing new material on stage, making fun of the globe Earthers, making fun of the flat Earthers, and that's all. And they have to practice because they're terrible at it. Their jokes are terrible, just like the globe Earth memes are terrible. The globe Earth jokes are terrible too. And when a flat Earth comedian walks into the room, all of them shut their stupid script up and their dumb mouths get closed real quick, and they want to talk about me, and they want to talk about the flat Earth. This guy, I'm going to stop my script. Well, that's called mind control, brainwashed. That's called emotional reactions, robot. you're not in control of your own will. You have no willpower or free will.
Hey, how old is your channel on the YouTube?
Late 2013.
Have you done any recent videos?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Did they have some traction?
Yeah. I mean, I always get over 100 views, but I mean, I'm not promoted by any of the main channels because I'm not a religious Christian.
Well, I didn't do anything obviously Christian, even though I am Christian. But I guess I cover games, so
Yeah,
I
no.
guess I had more.
Since I aligned myself with Subgenius, even though
My views have gone down though. I used to get like tens of thousands, and now on my recent Stranger Things interpretation, I only got 3,000, even though the production quality was really high on it.
It just depends on what videos I make. If I make a quality video, I can get thousands of views. I mean, the most I ever got was like 20,000 or 15,000, and then, I mean, the ones that I really try on, I get thousands of views. But then my live video, I just just don't get. I
It's
mean,
very hard to get
I'm
good
fine.
views now,
I really
bro.
I don't really care about subscribers and views. I never did, and
I
that was.
think it's important, man, because you gotta reach out to people, you know? What's the point?
The thing is that even though my numbers they say that they're a lot smaller than they are, I know my reach and I know my value, and I know who pays attention to me personally. I know lots of high-end people in the entertainment business and the spiritualist con artist business who they keep track on people, and they just steal all of our ideas, and then they just use it to make money, just like the Globe Earthers
Bro,
do.
I think they stole some ideas from some of what I came up with and some of
That's what they
like,
do.
and
That's all
then
they
it
can do.
it
They don't have
appeared
any original material.
in the science fiction movies, and then I'm like, man, it's like the same plot that I kind of figured out
Same thing.
about the real world.
Dude, actually, when I was watching your channel, I go, I seen your what was it, Reality Benders cartoon thing, and I go, dude, this guy has the exact same script for my fucking cartoon that I made fucking 10 years ago.
Yeah, reality hackers. Well, it develops. It's more complex, but I didn't put it all in that video.
People are wondering, power is time control, and that's what, as a subgenius, that it's granted me more ability over time control, and so thus I know what time is, and other people's don't. They don't know what it is. They talk about it. Time is an illusion. I'm on a robot script, and I don't have any original ideas about what time is. Doesn't exist. Clocks do. I'm on a script. I only say other people's quotes and ideas. See, I know what time is.
Fight the flat earth.
I've talked to hyperdimensional beings that were making fun of me, and that because I was thinking about time. They're like, "Hey, he's thinking about time. He's thinking about time." Stupid idiot human. Hey, you are time.
Very good. Be right back.
Fight. It's almost big shout out to Helios Skeptic for live streaming this. Well, I'm good. Bye.
There's a lot of muted people. Get a lot of trolls. Bosto?
What's up?
I said there's a lot of muted people. Is there a lot of trolls?
Where? Here?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who like to just listen, and they might play video games or do something else, and they just listen in to whoever's talking.
I see.
But there's also people who have been banned from talking, but they can still listen as part of the re-education project of
I've got that.
has created.
Well, I just checked most of them. Most of them are muted themselves anyway. So.
Yeah, I was muted also. I just unmuted myself a few seconds ago. And now you'll hear some strange sounds from me because I'm trying to set this up so that I can just chill in the bed and masturbate to you guys. No, just kidding.
Do adult things.
This is a family-friendly server.
That's hilarious. If you don't mind, I'm gonna go masturbate to your channel. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, Subgenius.
What up?
Gonna do some YouTube video collabs or something.
Of course, dude. We can destroy the black occult magicians with our combined knowledge. I actually want. I learned. I
don't even.
I need to form a triad.
My friend,
there-
you know, I actually have no knowledge. I just came up with it myself while just playing video games and watching their shit. I kind of figured it out by myself.
Oh
'Cause
wow,
it's so-
that's pretty good. That's nuts, cause I have all the details about all that, about the.
And
who
then I
individually-
checked out if it actually exists, and then
Oh,
I
yeah.
found that it exists, and I was
Dude,
like, "Holy shit,
so-
it does!"
So have you placed the Discordians or the Church of the Subgenius in there yet, or found any of that in there?
I need to check out what that means, bro. First.
Oh, that'll tie in a lot.
But every time I find something, it's like shit. It sends shivers down my spine, and I'm like, "What the?"
Oh, dude, the Church of the Subgenius and the Discordian Society is such a whack-a-many bunch of truthful nonsense that it'll drive you insane if you take it too seriously.
That's why we have
And
Discord.
that's actually the whole point of it, is to not to teach you a lesson not to take things too seriously, which is why you kept reiterating yourself to that dude, like, dude, taking things quite seriously.
No, man. I want to
Yeah,
forget about that guy. Like,
It's all.
I
it's
liked
all tied
liked
into
his
the-
performance in the show, but then he got all with his
Oh my
cult
god,
and
he turned into a
got
different
so
person
creepy.
after the show. It was like,
Like I don't know if you played the Fallout games, but in that
oh,
game
I
there was
love
a.
video games, dude.
Remember the cult of Atom in Fallout games? There was people worshipping radiation and getting radiated. That's kind of like how this guy, and they were preaching getting radiated out on the streets. Like, join the
they're getting
cult of Atom.
thing.
We
Like, people,
bring
they
you
don't,
the
they don't think that there's
truth.
good cults. They don't think that there's good cults or bad cults. They just think that all cults are bad, or I don't know what it is. Like I've talked to a lot of people about this, and they genuinely think, oh yeah, all cults are bad. I go, don't you realize that you're in a cult? They're like, what do you mean? I go, what are you, a Catholic or a Christian? Oh, I'm a Catholic. Well, you're in a. The difference between a religion and a cult is that a religion has more followers and members than the cult. Cult supersized is a religion.
So are you an atheist or what?
No, not at all. I never have been in my entire life. No.
But you
So-
don't like Christianity.
I've
Grew up.
I've joined like the Mormon cult before.
Fuck them
Sorry
up.
to interrupt.
Oh man.
Women cults. Please keep that in your head. I just want to finish off one thing. 15 seconds. I was my mom and dad raised me Catholic, and I went to religion classes for 4 years, and I received my communion and confirmation from the cardinal. So I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy.
Catholics are weird though, man. Like that's it's
well, yeah,
evil.
that's
It turned
the-
evil. The Western
Yeah, I know.
Western Catholicism turned evil. Everyone knows that.
I was the kid being kicked out of.
But that doesn't mean all Christianity is bad. Like I don't see any problems with Eastern Orthodoxy.
If you look at all of the legendary comedians that have died, they were all ex-Catholic, and lo and behold, I'm an ex-Catholic.
Like, do you actually go to mass on every Sunday? And
Not anymore.
No,
He doesn't
no.
go anymore.
Yeah, no, I haven't done that. No.
But if you don't like Western Catholicism, why wouldn't you, for example, look into Orthodoxy?
Orthodox what? Catholicism?
Orthodox
Catholicism?
Christianity,
Oh, well, I have.
which is the Eastern branch, which is not as
I have many,
fucked up as the West.
I have many Old Testaments and New Testaments, and I have many
Yeah,
Old Testaments.
Don't-
I study all religions, and I.
Don't you
collect
think
all
the
of them.
Greek side is like more righteous than what happened in the West?
I'm.
Because that's what I like.
I would think so. Actually, the Greek god Ares, the goddess of chaos and discord, he was the one who threw the golden apple into the into the what was it? The party on Mount Olympus that Zeus held to see who's the prettiest goddess of all. And so, since Eris wasn't invited, she threw the golden apple of discord into the party, and it caused a big scene. And guess what? Eris or Eris is the goddess of discord in the Discordian society, and that's their god that they worship is Hail Eris, and
So
that's who the
we being
Discordian
in
worships.
Discord, we are very in hell right now.
Quite interesting, isn't it? That we're talking that I just answered your question with that through that, and now we're in Discordian society on a Discord server. Something strange is going on here.
Yeah. But anyways, you're describing Greek mythology, and I was referring to Greek Christianity. Like
Well,
the Eastern.
what's the difference?
Well, the difference is the Roman Empire split between West and East, and they also split religion-wise, and the West kept modifying it and inserting the pagan shit, and the East kept it more. The Eastern kept it more old school, you know, and it's even old school today. If you look at like the Orthodox nations, which is like Romania, Russia, Greek, Ukraine, these guys, you know, and if you look in the West, it's all like super changed. It was all about how to make nice songs instead of keeping the old style of chanting, which sounds more Byzantine style, which is more Eastern influenced. And I mean, I don't have to say all the reformations that the West did, but the East kept it old school, and you can see it if you study like history of art. Like I study history of art because I did classical guitar and I had to study it. It was part of the thing.
Yeah.
And we checked out the differences between the Western Catholics and Eastern Orthodox. And it was clear that Eastern Orthodox kept the old notation style in music and in the choir.
Yeah,
And in the West, it was all changing and becoming something else. And the Eastern never liked that about the West. And that's why official Catholics have a bad reputation. And everyone thinks Christianity is brainwash, but they never look at the Eastern side, which was
I know many good
it
Christians.
wasn't about that, you know.
That all Christians are bad. I'm just saying I'm not Christian, and I'm not Catholic, and I'm not atheist, and I used to
I'm
call
saying-
myself agnostic.
Maybe you would like it if you look into the Eastern side. That's what I'm saying, because it wasn't as dictatorship as West.
I definitely will. Yeah, I love comparing and contrasting the Eastern and Western religions.
And then Protestants came as a rebellion form to the Catholics, which is natural to rebel against such crazy shit.
So whoa, where does paganism come in here? Because
Paganism comes
isn't the
and
original Christianity?
of course they had to make it because most of the Roman Empire were pagan, so they have to, you know, adapt them in somehow. But I wouldn't say it's so aggressive.
Really strange because
I
it
wouldn't
seems
say
like
it's
every
so.
hold on. It seems like every single religion, like the Jews have Zionism, and then you got Catholics have old and new, or Orthodox and new. Seems like every single religion has some sort of fake religion claiming to be the same thing, subverting it.
It's just a thing to help the people adapt to the new religion without
Now, what about
rebelling.
what is it? Methodox and
But the Catholics exaggerated
Baptist.
with it and made it way more
It's like
pagan.
there's Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormonism,
And Mormonism
Hinduism,
is not
Buddhism,
even it's
Taoism,
not
Yanism.
like it's made up. Mormonism is like a made up science fiction movie.
Oh, I know. As a matter of fact, I just went to a museum here recently in Buffalo.
It's like Scientology, less
and
evil though.
I found out that Joseph Smith went through Buffalo, right where I was at, and they all have like 50 or 60 wives. And it's really insane because there's some flat earthers who are religious Christians, actually, now that we're talking about it, and they're polygamous. And they're trying to, now it's like, oh, so you guys want 50 wives too. You guys are liking what the Mormons are doing. So now there's Christians who are now, oh, we want that too. So it's like, that's what they do. They just take all of
Bro,
the ideas.
in real,
It's very strange.
in Orthodox theology, the only accepted, marriage is between a female part and a masculine part, and that create new life, not between this whole polygamous shit. You understand?
Yes.
So these guys
Yeah,
are
I mean,
fucked up.
yeah, we'd have some good talks, especially if we actually prepared and had some topics that we prepared for. We'd obviously had some really good talks. Do you know? Have you heard of? I mean, you really should. Have you heard of anything to do with Robert Anton Wilson's works?
I heard the name in some documentaries. What? Remind me again.
Robert Anton Wilson. Yeah, he's an American author, sci-fi futurist, and he wrote around 33 books. And
33, the magical Masonic number.
And he did that on purpose. And but it's closer to 35 or 36 actually.
It's like the Metro game. Metro game is Metro 2033.
Matter of fact, the number 23, the movie.
Yeah, with Jim Carrey.
Was stolen off of him, but he stole it off of William Burroughs. So actually,
it's all a cover of a cover of a cover.
Yeah, and the American movie that Jim Carrey was in, the number 23. That was stolen from originally the Russians did it first. It was either the Germans or the Russians, and there I watched that one too. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Aleister Crowley had the fascination with that number. It had something to do with immortality.
He did too. And Aleister Crowley was also a big influence on Robert Anton Wilson.
Yeah, and that's why I found in video games, like I find in a game called Prey. If you look at the calendar in which everyone died on the space station that the elite live in their transhumanized bodies, but this black goo substance that they used to fuse with the technology to give them the super special powers, it malfunctioned, and the black goo took over and destroyed every living thing in the station. But the date in the calendar in their rooms that you can see while walking around is 23. So that was a cool finding. And also, calendar seems to have black and white on it. So again, hinting to that duality shit they like.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the chessboard is black and white.
Yeah. Then on the space station, I also found those lions that guard the sort of spheres made with hexagons.
Oh yeah. I've seen it. Those are all over statues with the lions, and Chinese statues with the lions with the holding over the atom.
That's like taken from
sacred geometry.
What, like the fruit of life and shit, you know?
Yeah, the flower of life.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
and then imagine that I found all this stuff. Like I found the transhumanism, I found black goo, I found occult numbers, I find this Kabbalah symbolism.
Weird.
All in one game.
Now that's gematria. Oh, is that the gematria you mean, or the occult numbers? Okay, you mean the occult numbers. Okay, the 666.
No. Yeah, just occult numbers. No, I didn't look in any like names to mean numbers. If I looked at I could do that too, but I already had enough material for a video. That's one of my most viewed video, actually, my interpretation of the game Prey. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, did you ever see that one movie Moon or whatever? It's called
No,
Moon. Oh my gosh, yeah.
I don't see all the movies, man.
Oh, I tried
Especially
it.
now, where all the movies are like SJW shit. I don't even watch movies anymore. Except maybe I would watch John Wick, the latest one, but I
Oh yeah,
didn't.
I gotta watch that, dude. Thanks. I'm gonna look that up tonight.
It's not. There's no. Like, if you want to pirate it, there's no good copy out yet. And if you go to the cinema, it depends on the cinema that
All right,
you have.
I'm gonna mute myself and try to prove you wrong real quick. Hold on, I'll be back in 2 minutes.
There's only 720p version with 192 kilobytes per second audio.
That's what I do. I go into the interwebs and I find things. I will be back.
I doubt you'll find like a 1080p with 320 kilobytes per second audio quality. But if you do find it, that would be cool. I don't know, man. It's hard for the scene to grab that title in really good quality. I would pay to see it in cinema though, but they're not running it where I am.
Hey, by the way, there's 23 watching. Bye bye.
Say what?
There's 23 people watching live.
Fucking great. Yes. Hey, Subgenius, have you watched my recent Stranger Things interpretation video?
By the way, there's 23 watching live and 33 likes.
Fuck that.
And by the way, I'm also 33 years old.
Wow.
Okay.
Illuminati
then
confirmed.
I need to kill you now. I'm sorry. I will teleport with my bats and kill you.
Wow.
All of that was fact.
Is this a live stream type thing? What's going on?
Yeah, this is live, but everything I said was true.
Great.
And it's all perfectly relevant because we just got done talking about it.
Okay.
Yeah, man, we were just talking about that 23 shit.
Oh wait, hold on. This is Zeppa. I remember you from Philosophia.
What?
There's this dude named Zeppa in here. I known him in another server.
Oh. There's all kinds of servers and people farming people to get people in their servers. So yeah.
Sure.
I'm farming people to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Vost of Vlad, also used to be known as Games Exposed.
Why? Like, what content do you produce?
Occult symbolism interpretation in video games and other entertainment, as well as creating synthwave documentaries, and I don't know, I promote comic books sometimes.
Okay. Oh god, there's an
I only
anti-vax
have,
section in here?
I only have 18,000 subscribers, but I need 23 more.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna subscribe.
Oh.
There's an anti-vax section in here. What other conspiracies are there? 9/11, GMOs.
Bro, the best conspiracies are on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I don't have any desire to go there.
Why not?
Because it's my choice, right?
I didn't even promote myself. I mean, that's pathetic. Pathetic subgenius I am. What a
Got some pretty
pathetic
nice
sub-
conspiracies here.
Yeah, we do. I mean,
Bro, you
we
are
got
a
some,
conspiracy.
you are a
I am a conspiracy myself.
Indeed, you are, chemical man.
Chemical man.
Do you even like conspiracies?
Do I like conspiracies?
Yeah, are you into this shit? Like for real, or do you just get entertained by them?
Defining conspiracy, just for me, just really basic because I've seen people define it in various different ways.
So, for example, there are the legit conspiracies that have been accepted by the mainstream history to be
No. I mean,
real,
like,
and then
without
there are
using conspiracy in the definition. Like, I just want like a
a
definition
group of people plotting together to take control of certain aspects of people's lives or influencing history in the way they want to.
Sure, that's a thing. I don't know how I feel about it, right? But like, yeah, it's a thing that it happens, right?
Yeah, it just depends if you if you approve of the evidence that you see of someone presenting a conspiracy plot to you.
I mean, a lot of them are probably just, gobbledygook, right?
There is a probability that a lot of them are just made by schizophrenic people, but some of them seem very, very plausible.
I'm not schizophrenic, Vasto, and neither am I.
Why are some conspiracies plausible? Why do they seem
No, just
plausible?
like examples of like conspiracies that you support, maybe.
For example,
9/11?
that we can start with that one. But there's
That's
also
what got me on the path to conspiracy.
That's like the
9/11.
most mainstream one. Do you have any like other more interesting ones?
JFK assassination.
Oh no, I think his head just did that. I don't think there was an assassination.
All right. What about MK Ultra?
MK Ultra, run me down it.
You can even find it on Wikipedia.
dude.
Sure.
It was
Dude,
like
if you don't know what
it's
MK Ultra
official.
is, dude, you got some fucking research to do, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, MK
Oh,
Ultra
is this the
massive
LSD
topic.
one? Is this the LSD one?
No, it's the
Yeah.
one where they're summing it up. They basically program people, like all the
yeah.
Hollywood celebrities and entertainers.
That's
Wait.
Project Monarch.
Brian's right,
specifically.
but you were right too about the LSD thing. So yeah.
LSD?
part
I didn't
of
know
it.
that was part of it.
Yeah, that was
It's part of
it.
it.
But like most of
Military.
it just fucking failed.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
you're
I know
all
what you're
good.
talking about.
I'm
I
not
just
meaning
think
any offense.
if you
Dude,
think that it actually like did
There's
something, I don't know.
well, there's a lot of projects within MK Ultra with different
yeah.
goals.
Oh, yeah.
So
Nice.
Monarch is the one that most of the entertainers are under. Is that right?
Yeah, the one with the
Mm-hmm.
butterfly symbol, which is the monarch butterfly.
Yeah,
that's why
because I
they-
tell you what, that what was that? Britney Spears, dude. She looked like she snapped out of that training, and they threw her into a psych house
Yeah,
until they could get her under control.
They do that periodically with all of them, actually.
I'm wondering when Kanye's going in.
Kanye already did his time. He's getting groomed to be president or an advisor.
Sometimes they get sometimes when they snap out and they can't control, they arrange a suicide for them.
Oh, you mean they Jeffrey Epstein them?
Oh yeah.
Check or pick. Just take your pick. All
there's
these
too many.
people.
There's
Chris
too many.
Cornell.
We can go on for
and
ages.
Chester Bennington. These
Jimi
guys.
Yeah, we call it being suicided in my house. That's how we always refer to it. He got suicided.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I don't know.
Kurt Cobain, Jim Morrison, and actually all of these people were involved.
Do you think Courtney had something to do with that sub? Because I know there was a conspiracy going around about
Kourtney Kardashian like fucked that bitch.
No,
Courtney, the bitch who blew his head off. Yeah.
Courtney Love.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it was her, and that's why she's still alive. And she's
I
so
think so
fat.
too. I wonder if it was like some kind of a satanic ritual because I know they do that kind of crap.
I feel
So how
sorry
did you
for her.
guys come to flat Earth?
It's
I got a
like the
map.
biggest conspiracy of all is the flat Earth conspiracy. So kind of unites all the conspiracies together.
Yeah, that's not how I mean, I wouldn't say I came across. It's pretty close, but just on my wanderings.
No, I found about it from ODD, who was my friend back then when we both had a lower number of subscribers. And then he started doing Flat Earth and he boomed in popularity, which is okay, I guess. I still didn't believe in Flat Earth back then, so I would have like Skype calls and be like, man, you really believe this stuff or you just do it for entertainment? And he was like, no, man, I really believe it and stuff.
Paul Logan style? Or
No,
Logan
yeah,
Paul?
he's serious.
What was that
No,
idiot's name?
I talked to ODD a couple of days ago over the phone.
So I don't know. Our ties have gotten cold. We don't really speak anymore. I don't know. He kind of retweeted.
He gave me your support. He's channel.
He said, he recommended me. That means he still he approves.
Yeah.
That's good.
Believe it or not, I came to Flat Earth watching
Look, next
9/11
time-
conspiracy videos and then Alex Jones. And for whatever reason,
Alex Jones.
the Bohemian Grove and all that other stuff, for whatever reason,
I
there
mean,
was a link on the side of YouTube that sent me to a channel called Celebrate Truth Flat Earth. And I started watching videos there.
So why do you
Oh.
think there's a conspiracy for flat Earth?
Well, I have a
actually,
biblical
hold on,
answer
let
for
me-
that.
let me answer this one.
Oh, well, do you
I
have a
can answer
non? Does anyone here have like a non-biblical?
Sub does.
Oh, I'm interested.
What's going on here?
He wants a non-biblical answer, so I can't speak. Go ahead,
Why?
Sub.
I'm
Why
just
they,
curious. Like, why do you think there's like a conspiracy?
Well,
Like, why do you think people are doing that? Why do you think people are saying
There's
that
no
the Earth
why.
is round?
There's no why. Matter of fact,
Oh,
if you go right now to YouTube and type in flat Earth and then anything, you won't find it because it's all removed. And I looked.
They changed the algorithms.
right.
I looked the past 3 days and it's all gone. All of the things that I wanted to find, I couldn't find, and they're all gone. And I was like,
no,
oh, well,
I just want to know, like, I don't know, why do you think people
I
are
just
doing
gave you an
this?
answer that is a literal answer that they are taking away our viewing. They have to censor. If you have to censor something, and you have to teach the exact opposite from before birth, doesn't that tell like from before birth? Are your grandparents and your parents and your grandparents, your parents and your teachers and all your friends are all globe earthers, and that's taught from before birth and while you grow up. So like, I mean that's a multi-psychological layer of warfare.
But what he's asking is why do they hide the shape of planet? Like, why does it
Well,
matter?
if it got out now, you'd question everything the government did. I mean, that's huge, dude.
Wait, no, but why'd they lie about it in the
Every
first place,
single
though?
equation in every single textbook would have to be rewritten, and
Wasn't Samuel?
Wait, does that mean that they should just like not lie about it in the first place? Like, why do you think
That's
they lied
what
about
I
it in the
think.
first
I
place?
know. So if you get caught, you could just go, "Fuck, we'll just keep lying."
No,
See,
no,
I
no,
can't
no, no.
answer
Like,
that,
okay, so
Vosto, because you won't let me use the Bible.
Wasn't
they're
one
they're
of the
caught in a
founders?
lie, right? No, no, no. They're
One-
like
one
caught in
of-
a lie. So like, why are they lying in the first place? Like, I understand they might be caught in it. Like, I just don't know why they're
that's to
lying
keep
about
you
it.
stupid. That's to
Wasn't-
keep you stupid.
Wait,
that's
what?
Hold on, no. That's to keep you a stupid,
Form
obedient.
of gaslighting. If you gaslight somebody enough to the point where they don't believe the reality they live in, then you can tell them anything and they'll believe it.
Exactly.
Right, they become malleable and easily
It's a way of
controlled.
destroying the mind.
Right. Okay.
International gaslighting, by the way.
Right.
You start
okay.
to not mistrust your instincts, you start to mistrust your gut. And when you start to mistrust your instincts, that's when
It's like an MK Ultra for
It
the globe.
But
It is.
wasn't the one of the founders of the Zodiac Astronomy or the Zodiac Society and Flat Earth, wasn't that a Freemason called Samuel Shenton?
I'm not sure.
I know most flat earthers
Like,
don't want to be involved with the original Flat Earth Society, whatever it's called.
I mean,
Yeah, the
it's
flat-
it's
the
it's
flat-
all
opposition.
It's wide known that you know
Yeah,
that
'cause
Mark Sargent guy that he is like his body language like completely gives away that he doesn't really believe in what he's saying.
Yeah, I know. That's why he doesn't.
He's in it for a
nice.
paycheck.
He's a con artist.
Do you really think he? Well, yeah, he got a Netflix movie, so I think he got paid.
Well, look at what Robbie Davison gets paid. You want to talk about money? That guy hosts 3 or 4 of those international flat Earth conferences a year, and he probably makes 100 to 150
$100,000
grand off of each one.
Exactly. Trust me, I'm well aware. I keep track of these people.
Yeah, I used to go into his YouTube channel that was Celebrate Truth, and wow, did I get snowed?
I think you just got muted or something. Something happened.
Hmm?
No, nobody got muted.
I got unmuted.
Oh. Well, what happened?
Let's see a flat Earth.
Talking about what happened to you.
What?
Flat Earth
So you were
shows
talking
that
about what
the
happened
world
to you.
is created by God, and globe Earth helps that their theory that we are meaningless people in infinite space.
Long story short, Sub, I thought it was a truther, so I was donating because I thought he was telling the truth, and I found out he was in it for the money, and I don't believe he believes anything that comes out of his mouth. So that's the story.
Well, at least you saw the light now.
Oh yeah, I did. Some donations later.
Exactly. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. We all come to our senses.
I have a
Where's the
trouble time
curious,
like
where's
I have
the
a trouble
curious
time believing in the
individual?
flat earther.
Well, I wouldn't want to believe it either. I want to experience it.
So far, I have no luck in that. Then
Well, I have plenty of experience with the flat Earth, a personal experience.
What?
I have plenty of personal experience with the
Oh,
flat
you
Earth.
mean like walking on it?
I don't believe it's flat. I know it's flat.
Wow.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, belief is much different than knowing.
yeah, true. How do you explain some things then?
What do you mean? What do you want to know?
Like, for example, if you look at, I always go back to like the angular resolution of the eye, right? The Rayleigh criterion, because that I don't get that, or I do get it. It doesn't explain of what you see in reality for me. So the angular resolution of the eye is 0.02 degrees or 0.017. Depending on the different light waves, different colors that you see, the diaphragma of the eye being 1 to 8 millimeters. And I was wondering, like, can I do a right triangle calculation and see what can I see in the distance? When does an object of, let's say, 100 meters high disappear into a single dot, which is basically what the Rayleigh criterion does. And I found out that, for example, the Burj
Yeah, well, that would
Dubai.
depend on how far away it is. I mean, it's just you're talking.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
a
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I calculated. I said, like, okay, the Burj Dubai is 830 meters high.
What? The Earth is round.
Wait, Brayden. Wait, Brayden. He's obviously a kid. Just let him. But like, so we know the angular resolution of the eye. We know the height of the building.
I am now going to leave. I
Stop
just wanted
talking over
to join
people, man.
somebody's Discord for no reason. The Earth is round, and don't be stupid.
Okay,
And don't
goodbye.
be drunk while driving.
All right.
Okay. So
apparently he doesn't know that a pizza is round as well. It's also flat. But continue on.
yeah. So I took that into a right angle calculator and put those data in, and
Dude, what are you asking? Just ask your
so-
question.
well, if
Stop the gibberish and ask your question. Simple as that.
if the angular resolution of the eye is 0.02 degrees, why does the Burj Dubai why can't it be seen for
why can't
over
what be seen?
120 kilometers? Why can't it be seen? And why does it appear from the bottom up? From the top to the bottom.
Why can't what be seen?
The Burj Dubai.
What?
The building, the tallest building in the world, it's 830 meters high. It disappears
Dubai?
after 100.
You think you can see the tallest building in the world from anywhere in the world?
No. If I have to go to the Rayleigh criterion, it would disappear from our angular resolution of the eye from a distance of
Dude,
2,377 kilometers.
Stop trying to sound smart. It's not working out in your favor.
Well, I did the math, and that's what I mean.
Mathematical equations aren't reality.
Well, you can apply them to reality.
Yeah, I know you can, but they aren't physical, actual reality. So.
Mm-hmm.
Then what's
Yeah.
your point?
My point is, why do buildings disappear from the bottom up?
Because you're not Superman and you can't see forever.
No.
How far? Hold on. How far do you think you can see? Firstly, answer that.
Ooh, this is a good question.
That's the Rayleigh criterion.
Yeah. Just answer my question. How far do you think you can see, sir?
It depends the size of the building or the object that you're seeing.
No.
How tall?
I just asked you, how far do you think that you can see? Answer the question.
0.02 degrees.
Oh God, dude, I'm all right.
No, but like I'm serious. Like it depends. Okay,
Guys.
a car if it's far away, it's smaller.
Did you just hear that nonsense? I just asked him how far do you think you can see, and he's zero. What? I gotta go take a dump now. I'll be right back.
Gotta clear your mind. Sounds like me.
No, but like if a car of
You got his colon moving, man. It's good.
If it's a car and it's far away, it's smaller than when it's close by. So it matters how big the object is.
I'm just bummed he
and
didn't
how
give
far
me the answer because I don't truly know how far the eye can actually see. Like, is there what the distance limiter is on the actual eye itself? How far can it see? That's what he was asking you, not for any of that other nonsense you were saying.
Well,
he was
it depends
asking
what
you
you're
what
looking
distance.
at. What are you looking at? Are you looking at a mountain? Are you looking at a car, a human being?
Are you looking at a galaxy?
I'm talking about your physical vision, your limited vision, because you can't see forever because you're not Superman. You do realize you're not Superman,
Of course.
right?
Yeah, of course.
So your eyes have a limit.
Let's
So
see.
how far-
Okay, let's
so
say
how far
another
do you think that
person.
limit is to your eye.
Let me calculate that.
Go ahead. Get all the time you need.
You mean a person, right? 1.80 meters high. Let's say 1 meter or 5'9",
Do
right?
I
Or
mean
6
a
feet.
person? No, I mean a robot. You. Of course, I mean a person. I just asked you a question.
I just asked you which object are you seeing, and you didn't give me an answer. You just went to take shit. You said so. I'm trying to, have a decent debate.
Okay,
I'm
but
not
you can't-
I'm not trying to offend
you can't
anybody
answer my
here.
question. You can't
Of
answer
course
my
I
question.
can.
It's about
I need
3
to
kilometers.
I need to correct. Okay, I need to correct data. So
It's
No,
3
no.
kilometers. It's really
you're-
simple.
If you're at the beach, how far can you see with your physical eye? Answer the question.
depends what you're looking at again.
Wow, that's embarrassing, bro. That's embarrassing.
No, like
I know
if you're looking at a mountain.
another human. Hold on. If you're looking at another human, I believe it's around 2 miles or 3 kilometers. But they say you could actually see a candle flame from about, I think they said 28 to 30 miles away.
A person you can see it. A person you can see at 5.1 kilometers away, or 3 miles. Yes, 3.1.
Ah, there it is.
A
There's
person.
the answer. See, I already knew that. I was waiting.
3 kilometers is 2
took
miles,
you 15
right?
minutes though. See, I already knew the answer. I was just waiting for you. All
Yeah,
right,
but I like to do the math behind it.
I must have bad
Here we
vision
go.
because I can't see a person 5 miles away or
So
3 miles
that's all
away.
I needed.
Maybe 2.
That's the science around it. So I was just waiting for you to actually produce some, and finally
Mhm.
you got help. Thanks, Brian, for helping him out.
Well, I still don't agree with his findings, but maybe it's my eyesight because I'm hard pressed to see a person at 2 miles, much less 3.
Exactly. No, I was just it's just so easy to make a fool of globeheads with their dumb mathematics.
I actually studied the physics of light in the atmosphere. So, but okay.
Cool. And Bill Nye the Science Guy is an engineer.
Hey, he
don't
got
associate
awarded
with
that.
him.
He didn't earn it. What kind of doctorate is that again? The kind you don't earn? What do they call it? Honorary.
I'm glad you can have a good laugh about that. Dude,
Still, why do ships disappear bottom first? Then that doesn't explain.
because everything disappears bottom first, you dolt.
Yeah, why?
It's
Does that
because of
change the fact that it
perspective.
disappears?
Yeah, but it disappears bottom first. Why?
I know. What would
Why?
you
Why does
expect?
that matter?
To go the
Because
opposite
it
way?
does.
You think my head would disappear if I walked away from you? You think my head would disappear first, or my legs?
So why does it disappear completely then? And bottom first.
So do you think my head would disappear or my legs first?
But perspective.
But
Perspective does not make an object.
Eat your food.
Perspective.
Eat your food.
Yes, I'm eating my food. Yeah. Perspective
Yeah, no,
does
but
not make
he's
an
saying you're
object.
eating it into the mic, dude. That's what he's trying to get at.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You can hear you.
An object has to be behind another object to appear obstructed. Perspective does not make an object to appear obstructed by another object.
Well, my question
Which
to
is
you
what
is
we're-
why when a ship goes over the horizon on the beach and I lose track of it with my eyesight, okay, and everyone yells, the Earth's a globe. And then I pull out a telescope and immediately have the entire ship back in view. Explain that to me.
It's not far enough to be over the horizon. You can bring back ships with zooming, but if they are behind the horizon, you can't see them anymore.
Sub, what's
even
the
even with
curvature
zooming.
math again? I don't know the curvature math. I think Sub does.
Who was that saying that like if you zoom in on a ship that you could bring back the bottom of it or you could see it again?
No, that was me because I've seen it.
Yeah, that's true. But how do you explain this? I've sent you a picture in
this?
a PM. I sent you a PM.
Oh, okay. I was looking in the text channel.
I'm sorry.
Man, it better not be a dick picture.
No.
You'll know if it is because it'll say user disconnected.
Hey, Zywave, I sent you a PM. If you got any random questions, just hit me up. I'm a total stranger, but
How do globe earthers find the ice wall server?
What's that, sir?
How do globe earthers find the ice wall server?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out this picture he sent me here because I've never seen one like that before. I'm kind of intrigued.
What is it?
He's got a picture of a ship that you zoom back in on a telescope and you still can't see like the bottom, I'd say 20% of it.
Yeah, over a flat plane, that would be from optical compression, not from going over a globe.
You mean refraction?
Yes.
But refraction would affect everything, not just the boat.
So
You
show
can't-
the
you-
map for it,
It would
because
start
we're
the effect
seeing
where you make your angles, and you make your angles at your eye line. So closer to your eye line, the effect would be more pronounced, but further away from your eye line, it would not be. So when you're close to a flat plane, being only like 6 feet tall, things are going to tend to optically compress at your eye line since you're only 6 feet off of the flat plane beneath your feet.
Yeah, but
But
the
if you
ship
get
isn't not compressed.
different
The ship is
fraction
not
rule.
compressed.
The part by your eye line is, though. And so the part below your eye line is going to be especially compressed since you only have 6 feet to work with. But from your eye line up, it's going to be uncompressed.
Okay, that's an understandable idea, but you have to describe it with factual, repeatable, observable information, and not many people will do that with that compression stuff.
Rayleigh's refraction is a known mathematical phenomenon. You need at least 2 light rays to be focused on a lens and be far enough apart to make a 2D image. If the rays are too close from being too close together when they're refocused, you're going to get 2 rays which merge into one, and you're going to get a horizon line, or the image is going to disappear. That's going to tend to happen if you're only 6 feet off of a flat plane.
But
That's
you
how
still
it ramps up in elevation. What was that?
You still have to define all of the parameters with every instrument and every precise environmental variable that you're observing through. It's not going to be indefinitely repeatable everywhere, depending on the context.
Yeah, but still, that's the general principle of why things vanish over a flat plane without a hump of Earth curvature.
No, because refraction cannot make ships disappear bottom first and still maintain a clearly defined horizon. Like I said, refraction would affect everything, not just the ship, like you said it would.
It's affecting everything from your eye line down because you have no room to work with 6 feet above the flat plane.
So it's a mirage? Is that what you're saying it is?
It's just refraction from low height. It's just optical compression and refraction from low height.
Do you know how refraction is calculated, though? There's a formula for refraction, right?
Yes, and it would predict that since you're so close to the flat plane, stuff below your eye line would tend to smush and become optically compressed and unresolvable. And stuff above your eye line would tend to be resolvable for longer before it appears to set and or vanish due to angular resolution.
Okay, but you're going to.
But why is the ship not compressed then?
Because it's not probably above the eye line.
So the bottom
As
of the
would
ship
be,
is compressed.
the bottom is compressed, yeah.
Then why is the top not compressed?
Because it's further
It's at
away
the
from
same
your
distance.
eye line angle-wise. You have
No,
to
it's
see how
at the
the eye
same
makes
distance.
angle and see the angle packet that the eye or the lens you're talking about would divide the image into. It's based off of the angle packet.
Yeah, but if you say that the image is compressed, then why is the top of the ship not compressed and only the bottom? That doesn't make any sense. If you're looking at a ship, it's at the same distance.
Angle. Because it covers a wider angle, you make angles from your eye line elevation up and or down. Go 180 degrees out from the observer over the flat plane. That's where you're going to start making angles, and your zero line would be that line, that eye line elevation. Your eye line is where you start the angle up and or down, and when you go below 0.02 degrees of angular resolution, give or take, stuff is going to appear to merge into one light ray and disappear behind a horizon line.
No, it's not
And or
disappear into. It's not behind the horizon line. It will disappear into one point.
With low elevation, it will begin to set. If you're dealing with a really,
you're saying basically if we have a sailing boat that has set height, if you are elevated, let's say if a boat is 50 feet in height, if you're looking at that boat from 20 feet of altitude, that boat should not disappear behind the horizon because of what you just said, right? Because you're in the middle of the boat.
You need to get 50% of. You need to get half above your eye line and half below. You need to get even treatment, half above your eye line and half below, which would only happen with a 50-foot ship if you're on a pedestal or if you're levitating. But if you're 6 feet off of the flat ground at sea level, then that's not going to be even treatment. It's going to tend to set with about even treatment about 3 to 6 miles out, where some of it is going to start to set since you're too low to the plane.
Let's put that into practice then. Just give me a second.
Yeah, put that into practice.
So those are just
Yeah.
concepts. Set is not even a concept. That's like saying nothing, which there's
We
technically no.
talked about the setting sun.
No, it doesn't set. That's just a figure of speech.
Visually, it sets. It appears to go behind a line. The train tracks appear to rise up
Kind
in
of.
the opposite way
If you have a
and
trained
rise
eye,
up towards your eye line.
if you have a trained
And
eye,
the street lamps, they appear to set too.
can't even fucking speak. But go ahead. I am a fucking flat earther, but go ahead.
What else? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm done. Sorry for over talking. I'm a bit overbearing when it comes to discussion. Sorry about that.
So, who's the person here that doesn't believe in the vanishing? Because I gotta get this. So who's the person here that doesn't believe in the vanishing point? Because clearly obvious somebody doesn't. So go ahead and raise your hand now. Anyone scared to raise your hand? And it seems like it. Good. You should be. Globers go quiet suddenly. What happened, guys?
I mean, it makes sense to me.
So the vanishing point is a real thing.
Yes.
I'm not denying that. Of course it is.
Good. Good. That's a start now. I can start to believe. Go on.
So to an observer, objects moving away in a straight line, they will appear to approach the vanishing point, but never quite reach it. Never appear to go across the vanishing point, but appear to shrink in size, and never appear
can't go
to.
beyond that vanishing point. You can't see beyond
But wait,
the vanishing point.
But wait.
That's why it's called the vanishing point.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything converges into the vanishing point.
Okay. Then why doesn't the sun and the moon shrink in size?
Well, think of it this way. You're only going to get a true vanishing point if your eye line is piercing the middle of the object in such a way so that you have half of it above your eye line and half below. Then you're going to expect a nice, even vanishing point where it vanishes from all directions down to a speck. But if you get too low to the flat plane beneath your feet, you don't have enough room for your eyes to equally treat the object. So it's going to want to set into that true setting point, or vanish into that true vanishing point, but it's not going to have the room, so it's going to set. So that's what's happening.
Saying set. Yeah, stop saying set. Say converges or converge, because that's what it's called scientifically.
Same thing. Converges.
No, because globeheads think it's a sunset, and obviously it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing
It
at
is
all.
when you're close to the flat plane and you're too
The sun
low.
is not setting. The sun is moving away from our perspective on the ground. We cannot see.
So
the sun, in fact, the sun disappears before it reaches the horizon if you actually watch it, which you don't.
So I did some calculations to come to the point that he was making. So when you look at an object in the middle of it, right, you're elevated up to a point that you cut the object in half. Let's say the Burj Dubai, which is 830 meters high. If you're at an altitude of 415 meters, then you can't see the Burj Dubai anymore from a distance of 195 kilometers, which is in the angular resolution of the eye is telling. The Rayleigh criterion says that we should see the building disappear into a single
You
dot.
can say a sentence.
No, I am.
Yeah.
The distance of the.
Yeah.
Can I finish?
Oh, sorry, I'm eating.
According to the Rayleigh criterion, the Burj Dubai should be converging into one point after 2,377 kilometers, but apparently it disappears after 195. While we are at an observer altitude of 415 meters, which is perfectly cutting the
You sound
Burj Dubai
like
in
a
half.
perfect idiot.
So is it disappearing due to atmospheric extinction? Is it vanishing down to a speck? Is it setting? I mean, what's making it disappear?
It is hidden 872 meters completely.
I know what's making it disappear. The juice.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. But you also have things complicating it. The light, like you say, does refract.
I took into I took into account standard light refraction and the temperature gradients.
Yes, but
So-
now you don't have a hump of Earth curvature obstructing the light and keeping it from reaching your eye, or having to say refraction is making it go over, and somehow refract perfectly with the curvature of the Earth in
It's
mind
in a
over a hump.
standard atmosphere. Standard atmosphere.
But a refraction is a bit of a rubber ruler.
Mm-hmm. It
So
is.
we're
If
saying
there's more
there's a hump
refraction,
of the curvature.
of course. I mean, but like I said, the angular resolution of the eye, we should see the Burj Dubai at a distance from 2,377
The
kilometers,
Burj Dubai,
according
the Burj Du-
Burj Dubai. Yes, the Burj Dubai.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious, dude. Keep repeating yourself.
Mhm.
You'll
If
sound
you
smart
divide
eventually.
your vision into two halves, you're going to get different angular. You're going to get a triangle for your top half and the bottom half of your vision.
Yeah,
This dude
but it's
can't-
still
this dude-
disappearing behind the horizon.
This dude
Both-
can't even answer the
both
question.
triangles.
What would disappear
How-
first? If you walked away, the top of your head or your feet? You can't even answer that question because you're so embarrassed of yourself.
The feet.
Oh, there you go. So why
See,
does the
answer?
bottom?
See, let's be nice. Let's be nice. Let's not be dicks. But the thing is,
You can't even
what's
make
the elevation?
you can't
No.
even you don't even know the difference between angular resolution
So you asked me.
and
asked me,
angular
why does
size.
the bottom,
What's the difference? No, what's the
You asked
difference
me
between
why the
angular
bottom of the
size
road-
and angular resolution?
Yes.
What's the difference?
What the fuck
What's the
does
difference?
happy dicks mean? I want to know.
So
was
you
that?
asked me 10 minutes ago, why does the
The
bottom
fuck
of a
does
boat
happy
disappear?
dicks mean?
Seem to disappear
Yeah,
first.
why? Why?
And then you finally just answered my question. Why does my
how you
feet
doing?
disappear first instead of my head? There you go. Do you think the
Yo,
top of the
Gio.
ship would disappear first? Do you think my head would disappear? Why does the
It
bottom of the
converts
ship?
it at your eye line. It
You
converts
can't
it
even
at your
answer
eye
the
line.
question. You can't even answer the question. How can you until somebody else had to help you?
Hello?
Embarrassing.
Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, Gio, you joined the chat. How are you doing? Did you enjoy
Hey.
the show tonight?
Yeah, what's up, sheeple? How
Did you
doing?
watch the show?
Yeah, I did.
What did you think?
Oh, I thought it was good. It was good to hear Vosto on the debate
Mhm.
ring.
Fuck me. 99 people came into this room. The biggest debate I have ever seen in my life, and I was the one hosting it. I've
Badass.
also been looking at all of Fight the Flat Earth comment. He's like, fuck, he's all saying, okay, this new kind of crazy. How would we know if we are in a simulation or not? Wow, a flurf, a home curve, and a simulurf all in the same room. Wow. And other people are saying, this is stupid, I'm leaving. What sort of clownery is this? They also said, this is comedy gold. So if nothing else, at least I put a smile onto the faces of a lot of people tonight.
Yeah, this is the information people need to know. Is the Earth, a fake simulation? Is it, a Lord Stephen Christ, cultic concave convex Earth thingy? Is it round or flat? Is it even real or fake?
How did you enjoy the format of the debate? Everything was very ordered, turn-based, and I don't know if you liked Spin the Globe or not.
Yeah, there were a lot of effects, sound effects and stuff, which was cool. But yeah, sometimes like the sound effects were a little bit louder, and it was overpowering other people. It was cool to have that stuff.
Do you have any suggestion if we choose to do a week 2?
Might need some commercials.
That's not a bad idea.
Put it behind a paywall, Robbie Davidson style.
Yeah.
You can make some fake flat or round Earth commercials, Gravity Away or something.
Come and purchase the Ice Hole brand of spirit level to prove that the floor is flat. Flatter than any other brand. To a flatness margin of 0.0001.
Ting.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Maybe the only thing I would say would just be some of the sound effects, just to have them be like a little bit shorter, because yeah, there were times when there was like clapping, you know, and it was people were talking over the clapping and whatnot, because it was just some. Yeah, that would be one thing I would say. Just
So make the applause and perhaps the team's music a little shorter.
Yeah.
So catty, man. Putting the laugh reel on when the Lord Stephen Christ guy came on. So catty, man. Don't be mean.
And the crickets.
Maybe next time we could get Lord Stephen Christ himself on here, the head of the cult.
have him Discord in from prison.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that
Yeah.
wasn't Lord Stephen Christ?
Nah, that was one of his acolytes. A true believer.
Aren't we
Oh,
all?
I'm curious. Vasto, are you there? Hello? Vasto?
I don't think he is.
I think he's here.
I think supposed to go to sleep.
Okay.
I was gonna say something about
Oh, man.
There we go.
Wait.
Crickets.
what you guys were discussing.
People, I can't make that work, by the way.
I configured it so that only myself, Quench, and Citizen could operate it. But if you like, I can notify the HUD so that other people can do it also.
Yeah, it's not a terrible idea.
Okay.
You can't trust a regulator with some clapping sounds, bigger issues.
I made all of this last night. I was very tired. I had to spend 8 hours to try to reconfigure the Linux server so that FFmpeg would work on this CentOS operating system. I kept having problem of the bot joining the voice chat, but not in play. Then I had to copy the bot back to my system, and I had to keep working on it with a diagnostic until I could figure out the problem. And the problem ultimately was FFmpeg binaries. So I got rid of this package, and it worked on my system. I then do the same to the CentOS Linux system, and it also worked there as well.
Yeah.
Well, I can work on this for next week if we are going to do another show. But do you have suggestion who would represent Team Home Cave? Who would represent Team Simulation next time? You know, what sort of topic would I do?
Well, I know that myself and Scott Veach are both simulation proponents. I think ours is different than, well, mine is different than Scott's, and both of ours are different than Vasto's.
This is boring.
Yeah, the show ended like 3 hours ago. It's more just the after party.
But yeah, I heard you guys talking about vanishing points just a second ago. I missed the beginning of the argument, so I'm not really sure exactly what y'all were saying, but it sounded like you were saying there was a vanishing line. I don't think. Oh, never mind. He's gone.
Vanishing point.
Yeah, something Lemon was saying. Well, whoever that guy, I think Sidewave was the Glober talking about. I think he's a Glober. Anyhow, he was saying that that it would be different, or it wouldn't be different. It would disappear at the same rate, like top bottom and all that kind of stuff. I typically agree with that, but
Top from bottom. What?
yeah, he said something about like the top would disappear at the same rate as the bottom. Like I said, I couldn't hear the beginning of the
I
argument.
thought you meant the top would disappear first before the bottom. No, that's not how things work.
Oh,
No.
I was listening to when FTFE was debating Home Cave Earth Lord Stephen Christ Mercury on the gravity question. They were at each other for so long. I was tempted to intervene, but I just decided, fuck it, this is hard.
That was a good choice.
Just let it work out.
That was a good choice to just let him go off. I was gonna intervene too, but me and Voxo were talking in a private chat, just laughing at him, going at each other.
I unleashed the beast on FTFV. I don't think he knew how to respond. But I looked at his video after the stream. The guy actually looked genuinely shaken. Like it had made an effect on him.
Oh yeah, I'd say so. The flight to flat Earth was actually speechless about almost 5 times during the debate, so that was pretty fun. And especially, he can barely speak, stuttering. So when he was talking about gravity, when I was asking him questions about what is it made of, he's like, the curvature of space time. It's like, really? Okay. And then he'd contradict himself 5 minutes later. He's exactly like I knew he was. Yeah, that was very simple. See, he wants to debate me now. I said, yeah, sure, give me half the money that you're gonna make though.
Wait, you asked him what gravity's made out of?
What?
Cheetos.
You asked him what gravity was made out of? That's what I heard you say.
No, it was, is gravity a constant?
Oh, I see, okay.
Then I make a joke about, I think it's a tie. Wait, my Area 51 overlords have just told me that the winner is Team Concave.
Yeah, King Concave, he could, after the debate, he lost, started screaming for an hour. Yeah, he really. That's not a real person. That's someone who's lying. Someone who shows their true personality. That wasn't his real personality, and the true personality was shown after the debate because he was sounding like a whiny 14-year-old for nearly an hour straight. So I don't know what the fuck you guys.
He's 20.
Yeah, it's quite clear he's young. He tattooed another man on his body. Thinks that he's a hermaphrodite and he lives inside another man's head. So I'd say he's quite confused.
To make the sound effects shorter, do you think 12 question and the bonus question was a good format? A final battle question.
Well, since nobody's answering, like I told you from the beginning, and before, just quicken it up. Basically, when we were all asking for it, just skip. Like some of even the panelists were saying, let's go to the next question. There'd be buttons and stuff, so just half the buttons, half the time of the button, so we can get to the core of it, and then. Yeah, I mean, I honestly think it was a smashing success. There's people live right now, and they're talking about what the debate was even about. So, and even some of my friends just texted me good job and shit, and I haven't even uploaded it onto my channel. And when I do, then like 1,000 more people will see it. So it's gonna be. I mean, is it already uploaded?
I'm waiting for Helio to help the stream. Then we can download.
Turn the stream off.
You're watching 24/7 Flat Discord live.
Oh, we'll have him do it.
I tried to, but Helio Skeptic is asleep at the wheel. I think he smoked too much, you know?
Oh, that's lame, because I need to upload my channel, but
Well,
alright, tell
you could always download Fight the Flat Earth hobby. This I just did a moment ago, and I was rewatching the gravity debate between Mercury and FTFV. And I have to say, I don't think FTFV knew what